Listen, we're all just having fun. Okay. You find your fun in different ways. My fun's mostly making noises with my mouth, whether that means properly singing or not. Entirely up for interpretation as to what you think properly singing is. Okay, I'm gonna hope that this time around my internet doesn't do whatever the fuck it did the last time and split my stream in two. I think it was just an internet connection thing, and as soon as I reconnected, it continued, so it was like a stutter in it, and it did split it in half. And I think there was a little bit of conversation where I was squeeing that got cut out of both halves of that, which is really frustrating. When I go through to try and upload that from my VOD channel, I'll try to go through and see if I can just splice them together. First round into editing, woo. But I'm gonna try and splice them together because I don't want to have to upload them as a VOD is split apart the way that they are. So I'm gonna try and download them. So the VOD for the Arcade Spirits number level 4, whatever, that one might come out a little bit later. Also, if you see anything on the screen for like my alert box or otherwise that looks different, that is because I have new fancy overlays. And in the future, once I'm done with Arcade Spirits, I'm going to fully transition over to using those overlays properly, which means I can give you a little sneak peek of what that looks like. So you might see on the screen that there's like a box here on this one. Now, just to make it so that the Arcade Spirits looks the same, I'm gonna keep it just as like the sort of scuffed, bare bones minimum look that it's been, just so that they can look the same. And then when I'm done with Arcade Spirits, I'm gonna switch over to using the proper overlays. I've got two different overlays that I actually got from Nerderdie. One is the uplink, which I like a lot just as its base, because it's basically all the colors that I want anyway, which is sort of like a goldish yellow and white and like a greenish bluish color. And I have another one that is interface, and that one's immediately pink, and I don't mind it. I'm well past the point of hating things that are pink. I've kind of struggled with that when I was much younger from the internalized misogyny bullshit that everyone kind of deals with, but at this point, I do like pink. Why would I dye my hair pink half the time and have pink on my Minecraft skin otherwise? But I don't know if I want it to be pink for the overlay. I kind of want to lean more into the orange and like yellowy gold color, but we'll figure that out. That's not something that's a real big concern for right now. Right now, I'm gonna load. Where'd I put it? I put it here, right? Yeah. Punchy, 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 punchy. Or Jimmy, I think his name was, he said. The new meta. I love meta shit. Get me talking about any sort of like thing I'm a fan of, like Fallout or otherwise, and I go deep in the meta sort of stuff. I love it.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Punchy78 here with Fight Shack News. All the fighting that's fit to post.
I love that he just says, "It's your boy."
Max has come and gone, and months of Pro Tour events are in the books. We're getting closer and closer to the main event. But all eyes are on tomorrow's charity show match at Pengy Paradise, where everybody's favorite laundromat crew takes on their arch rivals in Team P2W.
It is so funny that my cousin, which is just my player from the first game, is the one sponsoring me now. It reeks of nepotism, but it is hilarious. I can't help it. It is very fun. It's good to know that in like save games or whatever where you don't have your old save, that Queen Bee is the one that does it. That reeks a little bit less of nepotism because she's already separated from the original character if she's off doing her own thing instead of being like romanced or whatever. So reeks a little bit less of nepotism in that case, but regardless, I'm not gonna look a, gift horse in the mouth. So, world famous Pengy Paradise. Event co-sponsored by the Palace. Oh, that's an interesting... It's co-sponsored by both the Palace and Francine's Place, which is what I ultimately landed on for the name of the arcade. Because that shit gets me, guys. It gets me so bad. It gets me so bad when somebody's like, oh, this is named after, this person who's passed away. That's, the easiest way to get me teary-eyed. I'm so, easily, emotionally affected by things. It's hard. It's so hard. It's not fair. I am very, very much not immune to the emotional propaganda that people want to play on me. It's not fair. Ugh. Underdogs versus P2W. Good feels.
In their debut match, they schooled Team P2W, putting them on the map. Will they make it 2 for 2, or will Valkyrie even the odds? With a cool $1 million in charity money on the line, not to mention the glory of a major spotlight event. The entire scene will be watching.
I couldn't even imagine the sort of pressure you would...
It all comes down to this, friends. Be sure to tune into the Fight Shack stream tomorrow morning. Like, share, subscribe, punch the bell, and get ready!
I cannot feasibly imagine the amount of stress that one would feel with $1 million going to one charity or the other, depending on if you win. I think I would have 6 mental breakdowns before I got on the stage, honestly. I'm a very anxious person, but it's so strange because I am also a theater kid at the same exact time. I can't tell you the number of plays and musicals that I've been in because I don't know off the top of my head. I do know that I fell off a stage during Horton Hears a Who musical, The Seussical. That was fun. Fell off the stage directly into the pit onto the bass guitarist. And then immediately scrambled back up and continued my line. I had such a big bruise. It was literally from the outside of my knee all the way up to my waist right above my hips. Ugh, that was a bad bruise. Shaped weirdly like a dolphin. I remember that part. It is the distant future year of 20XX, and we're about to enter the crucible of fate. These are the moments that break lesser competitors. High-stress combat scenarios, the kind that melt willpower like a candle under a blowtorch. That's descriptive. Where we are now on this war-torn battleground, there is only the absolute focus of a soldier. Victory or death. There are no other options.
Ooh, look at all those adorable penguins!
I love Grace.
Balloons everywhere, and music in the streets.
Is that a
and
roller
children
coaster?
laughing and people in colorful costumes dancing and singing.
I'm sorry, Grace, but I am completely taken in by the perfect circle of a roller coaster that looks like it has another... Oh, I love and hate roller coasters. I scream my full head off going on roller coasters. I am terrified of them, but I like to be scared. You get me? I love horror films, not because I'm some sort of horror aficionado, but because I like to be scared in safe, environments. So, the more jump scares and the more it can make me scream, the more fun I'm having. Because, I don't know, adrenaline or something. Who knows? But that terrifies me. I am scared of no man, but that thing scares me. Oh my god! Oh. Roller coasters really are terrifying, though.
I just love Pengy Paradise. It's the silliest place on earth. Trademark all rights reserved.
Okay, so maybe it's not quite as intense as predicted. Yeah, it's hard to act like you're some big, tough, soldier-esque person surrounded by this thing. And it's dead, beady eyes. Look at those eyes. There's nothing behind them.
It's nice. Very cheery.
Nice? Just nice? If you aren't having the funnest time of your life at Pingy Paradise, you're probably dead. It's joy incarnate.
Yeah, like I said. It's nice.
Grace, you should know by now that Jinx understates everything that she talks about. Well, she wasn't wrong. This place is kind of nice. Pingy Paradise. I've never actually been here before, despite it being the most popular amusement park in the world. Well, the best one which wasn't mouse-based. Woo! Thrill rides, kiddie rides, educational rides, rides upon rides, as well as food and drink from the four corners of the globe. I also have to see whether or not the local amusement park is open or not, because I've been wanting to take Vin to one at some point, and I know that they do not have a ton of business at this moment, so I think that would be kind of cool. I don't know. We'll have to see. That or just like wander the boardwalk a little bit. And the nightlife? Once the kids were tucked away in their hotel beds, fancy restaurants and dance clubs awaited adults looking to keep the fun rolling.
Hell yeah! You're never too old to eat a metric ton of cotton candy and go on high-speed thrill rides. I'm gonna eat, puke, and then eat some more and puke some more.
Gross. Gross. And exactly what my brother would do. One of my brothers. The second oldest of them. It's exactly how he is. We once... This may be super gross, so if you're easily squicked by things, don't listen for the next, like, I don't know, 10 seconds or so. But he once drank chunky eggnog and just completely ignored the chunks and then, like, threw up and then continued drinking it. I don't know what's... I don't know. Don't ask me, because I don't know. I don't know why he's like this. I don't understand. But he is 110% the guy that, like, growing up would eat so much that he would get sick and then continue eating immediately after getting sick. And I'm just like, ugh. Like, if I throw up, I'm done for the day. I'm done for 2 days, easily, if I throw up, because I hate it. It's like the worst. It is the one sensation in the world where I would crave death rather than go through it, honestly.
Or you could just ride the gentle rides that don't make you lose your lunch.
No, that's not gonna happen, Rhapsody.
Hey now, I'm a professional theme park crasher, and professionals have standards. Greasy food and stomach-turning action go hand in hand.
Standards. We have a charity show match tomorrow, remember? Could you maybe not get violently ill before showtime?
I promise nothing!
Good.
Now, let us relish in this pre-packaged unit of delight, served up by Pingy's highly litigious corporate masters. Smile, laugh, thrill, chill, look, listen, kneel, pray.
I do love Domino quite a lot more than I ever thought that I was going to. The first impression of him was really rough, but he has grown on me immensely. He's honestly, like, if I had to try and categorize it, he's basically just Silas, but even more, like lost to the depression side of things. So, like, I don't know. He's definitely grown on me, though.
I wonder what shenanigans I could get up to in the middle of a media empire's personal playpen.
Loxley, could you just, like, chill for, like, one day? Just go on, like, a date or something with me. Just go on the Ferris wheel with me and look out and be, you know, like, the stereotypical cute shit. Could you just, like, not for, like, 1 minute? No shenanigans. We're here for a ding-dang charity event, people. Best behavior. Also, apologies if I sound slightly different. I can feel it in my throat when my voice kind of like rolls over my voice. When my voice is kind of like rolling over my vocal cords. I just got up like, I want to say like 20 minutes ago. I straight up got up, did my slight morning routine, which was a lot later than normal because it's like noon. And I was like, yeah, you know what? It's been 3 days since I've last streamed. Let's do it. So apologies if I don't sound the same or not quite the same sort of high energy that I normally am. I'm sure it's going to come to me within the next, like, hour of playing this. I want to know what this is. I just see of illness, and I'm very concerned. Of illness. What is this? Look, I know we're all riding high on our undefeated streak. We've been racking up plenty of Pro Tour points to qualify for the main event. We're winners through and through. I hate this. I hate this right here. Stop focusing on it so hard. And this little mini vacation is well deserved. So yeah, go and have fun, but also keep in mind we're taking on team play to win tomorrow. The streak must continue. Yeah, it's like, oh man, it's so rough. You mean we have to win for our charity, right? That's why we're here. Right, charity. I mean, yeah, we're going to do good work for charity. You seem rather fixated, Reaxeons. As you say, we're riding high, yes, and if we do lose tomorrow, it won't affect our qualification points. I'm starting to grow concerned. Tell me, is your hand still sore? Yeah, he totally knows. He totally is inked in on the fact that, like, Polybius probably has some effect on me still right now. And I'm just, like, blissfully ignorant. Like, forcibly blissfully ignorant of it. Because I've been having the nightmares. So, like, I obviously know that something is affecting me still. Instinctively, I hide my hand behind my head. I'm fine, Loxley. Chill. You know what would be super fun to do, like, a cosplay of this character, which really just means doing a very low-key closet cosplay of myself, but also, like, taking bits and pieces from the game and then, like, doing some mad cool, like, veins and stuff coming out from the hand that's, like, makeup, like stage makeup or something else of that nature. That would look like really cool. That like shows like a technological sort of like spread from that hand back. That would be very cool. People, I'm sure that people have cosplayed MCs before versus like a character from a game. I'm sure that they've cosplayed the main character as a Tome game thing. I don't know. It'd be interesting though. It'd be very fun. And also the easiest thing to do because it would really just be makeup on the hand. And references to other things. Like having a Pengy, you know, patch on your jacket or something. That could be fun. I've also wanted to go through and cosplay as my own character from Fallout. And that, again, is also just, like, sort of, like, it is a cosplay, but it's not, because you're basically just cosplaying yourself. There's no, like, wrong way to do it. You just have to have the pieces to dress up as. So it's more like LARPing than it is a cosplay directly of a character. Even if you're doing, like, Lone Wanderer or Soul Survivor or whatever. Regardless, it's fine. Everything is fine. We're winners. We have literally not lost a single major fight, and we won't lose tomorrow. That makes me want to make them lose on purpose. We've beaten P2W before, and we'll beat them again. There's absolutely no cause for alarm. As long as we stay focused, we'll pull through just fine. Okay, we've got all day and night to have some fun in Pengy Paradise, the silliest place on Earth. Trademark all rights reserved. So, go have a blast, then get plenty of rest to be ready for tomorrow's event, the Patchwork Coalition. Let's do this. With good cheer and smiles all around, the group breaks up, running all over the park to have some fun. I move to join them when a buzzing from my phone grabs my attention. Iris, something up?
Computing.
I wanted you to know that I've been researching Pengy Paradise to optimize the fun you'll be having today.
That's helpful. I don't think I need to worry about optimal fun, though. Ah, but in my calculations, I've come to an intriguing conclusion. Pinky Paradise is actually the perfect scenario to allow love to bloom. What? Sure, by day it's rides and snacks and kitties constantly underfoot, but by night, this place is alive with romance. Did you know that there are over 5,000 proposals at Pinky Paradise a year, and 2,000 of them are at the famous La Penguin restaurant alone? Not to mention the special honeymoon packages, which you can buy starting as low as $99, which include a private candlelit dinner, personalized jewelry, and your names in fireworks. That's actually a lot for only $100. $100 is relatively cheap for like a package like that. It's interesting. Aw, how cute. Iris, I'm not rushing into marriage while I'm here. Oh, I wasn't trying to insinuate that, Reaxeons. I'm just saying that Pinky Paradise really brings out the love. Remember when you first installed me and we talked about my ability to help you find a perfect partner? Not just for games, but for love and companionship? I recall, yes. You're close with your team, and feelings are running high. Tonight is the perfect night to bring that slow burn to a climax. Phrasing, Iris! Seriously? Seriously, I wouldn't joke about something like this. Love blooms differently for so many, and no matter your choices and your path, I support you. What do you think? Are you ready? If you are, I am ready to help. She's not wrong, actually. If I want this, the perfect opportunity lies before me. Granted, we're also less than 24 hours away from one of the biggest matches of our career, but when opportunity knocks, you listen, right? So, moment of truth. How do I feel about this? Yeah, no, I was already, like, basically saying we should go on a date, so, like, yes. You think this is my first rodeo? I'm one step ahead of you, Iris. I have an evening of romance planned out already. Golly, you're all fired up. Great to hear. Sometimes we Irises worry that we're overly pushy about seeking love and happiness, you know? It's better when people choose love and happiness themselves. Exactly. I've been waiting for this moment. It's been months, but I think we get along great and I'm ready to ask someone out on a date. Whom? Tell me. I have to know. My anticipation subroutines are tingling with excitement. Either that or your battery is dying. You told me at Max that you were interested in Locksley. Is that still true? Oh yeah, definitely. That's right, it's Locksley. Hooray! I'm so glad you found someone special to you. But I don't want you to feel locked in, okay? If you change your mind between now and tonight, follow your heart. I'll keep my heart open to go with whomever feels right. Yes, whatever makes you happiest. Okay, sounds like you're all set then. Go out there and have some fun. Iris, offline. Now to focus on why I'm here. Having some fun at Pinky Paradise. I should go hit a ride all my I could go hit a ride all my lonesome, but screaming down a roller coaster is more fun when it's not just you holding on for dear life. That is correct. It is way more fun riding rides with at least one other person that's your designated, like, partner in ride versus, like, riding by yourself. It's super boring riding by yourself. Part of it is, like, the community. So instead, I think I'll go track down one of my friends and tag along for a bit. But who first? Okay, so I've got 3. Oh yeah, I mean, if they're together, I might as well go check it out. It's very funny. It's probably gonna be Doop. I want to take a look at this. Pinky Park Paradise, wonderful, the world of wonderfulness. Well, at least that is solved now. No dogs, no smoking, no bikes, no rollerblades? I think that's rollerblades. It looked like a rabbit drowning for a minute and I was very confused. Like, I hope that's no anywhere. 1 Pinky, 2 Pinky, 3 Pinky, 4 Pinky, 5 Pinky, 6 Pinky. There's a lot of Pinkies on the screen already. Damn. This looks like an IMAX theater. I love looking at the backgrounds of this. Whoever does most of the art, or like the team that does the art for this, it's always so good, honestly. Seeking a respite from the warming temperatures. Why do we dress for Pinky Paradise like it's still winter in the city? I find Domino and Loxley enjoying the indoor air conditioning. I don't know how to say that. The Matsush... Matsushita? I don't know. I'm gonna just skip that one because I don't know how to pronounce it. Phonics has fucked up any attempt of me ever being able to sound out things correctly if it's not English. Half the time, even if it is English, I can't do it. But that collective is proud to present the history of refrigeration.
Color me pleasantly surprised.
Well, that's mighty nice of them, educating us on the many wonders of modern food preservation. Indeed, it's merely a coincidence that all these lovely fridges on display are made by the collective. Or that they own the Peggy branding, or that they have a vested interest in advertising their kitchenwares to passing amusement park patrons. Sure enough, this building is packed with giant white boxes, each large enough to topple and crush a human being. Helpful placards and screens showing Pengy extolling the virtues of refrigeration detailed the decades of ice makers, crisper trays, and more delights. Did I miss something? Did we walk into an appliance store?
Hail, friend!
Ah, my friend. A pleasure to see you. We were merely basking in the superior knowledge of a corporate-sponsored education. Come join us. Join us. One of us. I know Pengy's found its way into arcade games, anime, comic book, neck massage wands, and trapper keepers, but refrigerators? Seriously? Quite serious, I'm afraid. Pengy is the colorful mask that the corporation wears to indoctrinate children into their capitalistic ideas. Please tell me you aren't planning to, firebomb the place. You said to be on our best behavior, so no. We're not going to take off and nuke the psyche from orbit, even if it's the only way to be sure. Mostly I wanted to get indoors, because it's all sweaty and crap out there. I really wish we'd pack lighter. The chill of the city is frozen into the very marrow of our bones, it seems. It drives our fashion impulses. So we must seek respite under the cooling shade of our penguin overlord. What ho! This model has a built-in ice cream maker. Perhaps we should casually buy a 300-pound lump of steel and bring it home with us.
Pretty decent.
Might placate Zapper's sweet tooth, at least for an hour or two. Reactions? You okay with us dropping one of these in our carry-on luggage? Overhead luggage? I'm not giving up my bin space for anyone. I'll just jam one of these things down my trousers and walk it home. In fact, you distract the guards and I'll swipe one right now. Think we can go for the Chillax 3000 or the Cold Master Plus? Which grifter routine should we do? Get help, the Dutch reversal, second fiddle on the left? I'm a fan of the full frontal Italian rotary engine. Why does that sound like you are just going to helicopter your penis? Why does that sound like you are about to just helicopter your penis? Whereas I'm a PC gamer, so I say we go with Look Behind You, a three-headed monkey. As amusing as these implausible heist tactics may be, we can skip on Grand Theft Appliance for now. But good to know you'd steal a refrigerator for my heart. God. This man, dude. We are all going to die when climate change melts the ice caps, aren't we? Domino's hollow laughter echoes throughout the edutainment hall, rattling off the steel obelisks around us, while neither Loxley nor I laugh. Oh no. A mother of two peers our way, then hurriedly hustles her children deeper into the exhibit? Yeah, exhibit, away from that creepy laugh. I've done it again, haven't I? Sorry. Oh, no!
An unpleasant business, this.
No worries, my friend. You've every right to be concerned about such things. And if you can't find laughter in the darkest hour, well, you'll have a terrible evening indeed. I find your ability to mock such doom inspiring, Domino. Okay, but it's still doom. Doom, doom, doom. How do you do it, Loxley? Do what, my friend? How do you stay alert and aware of all the world's problems without feeling completely overwhelmed by them? You basically have to, like, pick your focus and go for it. Like, yes, all of us can chip in small ways, and, like, each small way does help. But being able to focus yourself on one thing to dedicate towards, such as, like, Loxley's dedication to the Polybius issue, helps you stay focused and aware of what's happening elsewise and willing to help in the small ways, but you know where to focus all of your energy into. Like, that's why we have, like, lobbyists and things of that nature. So, like, honestly, if you're feeling like Domino, where, like, you are completely burnt out because everything is such a huge concern all the time, try to pick one thing to dedicate yourself to. That doesn't mean you have to ignore everything else, but try and pick one thing that you always come back to and can always work towards, because one, you'll be able to see the actual progress of that, and that will help you, but also, like, doing that helps you focus more and helps you understand that, like, yes, other things are also happening, but this is my little corner of the world that I am going to make better, and I know how to network with other people to do that and whatnot, and it helps a lot. It helps a lot. I could name 11 ways we're fucked, and that's just off the top of my head. Somehow you keep informed on all the issues without the despair settling like fallout after a nuclear detonation. Ah. I have a simple solution, to be honest. I fight. In manners small or large, I fight back against the doom. Research, verification, signal boosting, activism, protest. I listen to others fighting, spread the truth, and act upon it. Those who profit from despair want you to feel like there is no use in fighting. They encourage complacency. That's just the way it is, they say.
I shall rise to this challenge.
But I stare them in the eye, these low men of greed and pride, and say, no. I will not give up hope. I will not stop fighting. I'm but one man, yes. I can make no great impact alone, but an impact I shall make regardless, and together we can move mountains. What say you, Reaxeons? How do you cope with the modern age of 20XX? Perhaps we can lend our dear friend Domino some strategies. That's a pretty big question, Loxley. It need not be a big answer. Speak from your heart, simple and direct. How do you endure Reaxeons? So, like, yeah. I love just the eat the rich. Oh man, I would love to choose that, but that's not like that's not the great answer in this particular instance. So, like, honestly, like I was saying previous, your best bet is to focus in on one thing that you know about, and one thing that you can come back to, and one thing that you can, like, really see a change in because you're dedicated to it and paying attention to it above the others more so often. And, like, that doesn't mean that you can't pay attention to the other things, obviously. But it helps to have that focus so that, like, you have a sense of understanding and a sense of, like, I'm doing something, because you can actually track how it's doing when you're paying that much attention instead of a surface level of everything. So that's my best recommendation, seriously. Like, right now, my main concern, like, the thing that I focus most on due to, like, my day job is, like, public transportation, and how, like, public transportation and sort of de-escalating from the car to each family type deal. I'm really focused in on that and how that can help the world. And, like, when you start doing that, you understand how that's connected to everything else. Because if we start making the push for better public transport and more public transport and having that accepted and having it easy to do, that helps people who are homeless, that helps people who have no cars, that helps people who, like, are disabled. Like, it helps a whole bunch of people to be able to get to places reliably without having to have that prerequisite of a car. And then also, if you're cutting down on cars, that helps the environment, that helps like gas consumption and whatnot, and like it helps with like animals not becoming roadkill. It helps with cutting down on roadways so that we can have more natural environments. Once you start focusing in on one thing, you understand that everything is interconnected, and you can help all of those other things by focusing on one thing that you are familiar with and what you can do. Because I'm not going to stop global warming by, you know, not running my water when I'm doing my dishes or something of that nature. What I am going to be able to feasibly do is continue working with public transport and get to the point where I can actually help encourage people not to drive so much and to take public transport instead, and have an effect on the ozone layer by like decreasing emissions. You know, it's a long game. It's a very long game, but it's something that you can focus in on specifically, and you can actually make changes and see that, and like you can understand that while everything is connected, you got to focus on one point of the web, sort of thing. But regardless, obviously the game doesn't have that option for me to pick specifically. I would have to say that I am definitely like a support class when it comes to, like, I love the social justice warrior, social justice tank, social justice rogue thing. Like, I love that shit where, like, it's social justice taken back from the mouths of MAGA types. And, like, you're like, yeah, I'm a social justice cleric. Fuck you. And, like, I would have to say that I'm something along the lines of either, like, a bard, which would also be, like, a supportive thing that, like, uses my entertainment to bring support and also then, like, focuses it back on other people, or it would be something along the line of like a social justice healer of some sort, where like I operate within the system as best as I can, and then I push it back out to help those that need it. Because like I do like donations and things of that nature. I'd make sure to do like awareness. I make sure to bolster the voices of other people, so I would have to say that the kindness option in this case is probably the best one to fit. Although I do want to eat the rich. I choose kindness. That's another thing. I tagged this as chatty because I realized that I was going to be on a roll today. But like, you aren't kind inherently. You have to choose to be kind in a world that is doing everything in its power to make sure that kindness is not rewarded. You have to choose kindness again and again and again and again and again, even when it's not what you may necessarily feel in that moment. You have to choose kindness. You have to choose compassion. You have to choose to break whatever cycle that you may have found yourself in, regardless of what you want or what you ever intended, and you have to continue to choose to be kind. And that means that you have to continue doing what you know is best or right, even if you don't feel that sometimes. And don't fall into the trap of empathy. It's compassion that you have to have. You can feel what someone else is feeling all you want, or feel nothing when someone's sobbing, but it's the difference between if you let yourself get caught up in those sensations or you ignore that person. That's the difference between having empathy or no empathy versus having compassion. It doesn't matter if I also am tearing up or not if someone else is crying. It matters if I'm offering them a tissue. So it does not, like, if you don't feel empathy for people, that's fine. That's a neutral thing. It's whether or not you still help them regardless of that feeling. If you do feel empathy for people, that's fine. Again, it's a neutral thing, but it depends on whether or not you let yourself get swept up in those emotions and do nothing because you're paralyzed by them, or if you push through that and help them. That's the big thing. Like, empathy has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with compassion. I choose to help my friends with their troubles and work to make this world a better place for us all. With understanding and communication, we can do anything. I know it sounds trite, even saccharine, but it's what I believe, sincerely. I'll fight, but in my own way and for the ones I love. Indeed. Never lose sight of what matters most. Those bonds of friendship and love, forged in battle, tested in fire, and enduring all our days. I'm proud to know you, Reaxeons. You genuinely believe this, don't you? Both of you. Well, okay then. Maybe I can learn to believe it too. Thanks, Reaxeons. Good words to keep in mind. I believe I've both cooled down and heated up by this point, so a net of 0. I have nothing further to gain from remaining here. Besides, it's getting rather warm in here since Reaxeons showed up. I believe I should locate ice cream next. Are you saying I'm hot? Bitch! Are you saying that I'm hot? I love the emotional whiplash I'm probably putting people through right now. It's fun to me. Yeah, okay. I'm all hot and bothered and crap too. Alright, I can't have both of you doing this. I can't have both of you going in on me like this. I can't handle it. I wish. So I was looking through the achievements, and you can have a throuple situation with Grace and Jinx, which I get it. Is cute. But like, I really wish that there was a way to have more like poly going on in this game. I really wish. I so wish that there was a way to romance both Domino and Loxley at the same time, because they mesh well too. They do mesh very well, and I just think that, like, I don't know, that sort of like throuple with like your character Loxley and Domino when you're both gutsy and kind and like sometimes that equal sort of thing, I think that would really work. I really do think it would work. I think that it maybe should be harder to do because polyamorous relationships a lot of the time can feel more, I wouldn't say difficult per se, because like a one-on-one relationship, a monogamous one, can also be very difficult, but it takes more. Because it's a relationship, and then it's more relationship. So it's not necessarily that it's more difficult, but it does take, like, more focus, and it is more of a balancing act than before. Although it, again, depends on the people and who's involved, because I think that Loxley and Domino would be able to balance really easily with each other, because they kind of lend themselves to being good friends. And a good friendship is a great basis for a relationship if you take it further than that. But I don't know. I wish I could be a throuple with just this right here. This would be very fun for me, I think. All those in favor of rejoining the others for mirth and frolic in the silliest place on earth? Trademark all rights reserved. I seconded. I love how he like plays into like this shtick. So good. Departing the nexus of refrigeration, I step back into the warm breezes of Pengy Paradise to find my fun. No matter the troubles in this world, no matter the dumpster fire of 20XX, I'm here with my friends and I'm determined to enjoy that time together. Hold on. I need to make a gross noise. Oh, no, didn't mean to pick on that one. Get out of here. I accidentally clicked on my ESO thing instead of... One moment. Okay. I had to make a really gross noise because my nose was getting stuffed up again. Gross. Alright, let's see what they're up to. I want to look at this again. This, like, stained glass bullshit. Wow, there's so many Pengies over here. Hot fucking damn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why is there so many Pengies in, like, this small square space? Why is this happening? What? Huh? Why are there so many? Damn. It's a big park, but I've got a pretty good idea of where Grace will be, considering it's all she was talking all the way down here. I'm pretty sure nobody on our flight will forget it either, given the intensity of her gleeful ramblings. And yep, there we go. I spot Jinx's rented 3-wheeled mobility scooter parked right outside Grace's destination of choice. Mr. Moopy's magic shop, where she's busy dropping the wealth of a small nation into the enchanted coffers of this magical world of consumerism. That was a long sentence. I do like that they have the scooters. Those are always really great. We have a mall that's about an hour away from us now, and that's the Destiny Mall. It used to be called the Carousel Mall because it has a giant carousel at the very top. And they have mobility scooters that you can rent for like $3 for a day, which is really nice. The last time that Zero and Silas and I went, we did rent it, and it worked out pretty well, honestly, all things considered. But I really think that more places should definitely have mobility scooters, and not just like Walmart's brand of like scooters that are never fucking charged and like give up on you halfway through, because that shit's annoying. And also the fact that you can't move them without having to ride them specifically, that's also annoying. I'd much rather be able to move them around to get them for $0 when that happens than ride them, because people see me walk up to them, sit down to ride them, and they get all like up in arms about it. I'm like, I'm just bringing it to who needs it. Fuck off and mind your damn business. But it's frustrating. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's a real Mr. Moopy wizard hat. Look at the stitching, the sheen of the felt. The way it even has the tiny notch where the Shadow King nearly cut off his head in Mr. Moopy's Misadventure in Moonlight. At the risk of immediately being forced to binge 3 seasons of the anime, I haven't seen that one. What? Oh, we need to fix that the instant we get home. Yes, this is what I feared would happen. I wander past excited children wearing nearly identical hats, making my way into the magic shop. Grace is checking out the wide array of wands on offer, while Jinx is sort of loiters, hoping this experience will be swiftly over, but that doesn't seem likely. So, Moopy, huh? Isn't Moopy like the game that like Percy was playing? I feel like it was. Hey, Reaxeons, look, they've got wands from all 12 of the major guilds and even the 36 minor ones. That is a lot of wands. And a lot of money to be made, I guess. There's 48 of those things? Seriously? I thought there was like 6 or 7 at most. Oh crap, here we go.
What?
You don't know all the guilds? But that's like the core foundation of the entire show. I mean, surely you've heard of a few, right? I think so. I mean, it's hard not to have a passing knowledge of Moopy ever since the anime went big. Well, the Pengy brand is so pervasive worldwide, it's like background radiation. The Mr. Moopy brand has only been hot for 5 years. Ever since the 30-year world record was toppled by Percy Sinclair, the media took an interest in that old 1980X arcade game. I knew it. Including an anime company owned by Pengy's corporate masters. Smelling money, they developed a hot run of animated adventures about Mr. Moopy and his wizard friends doing battle with monsters and undead across the world. Conveniently enough, they sell a variety of costume pieces for the guilds, so you can cosplay as the one you most identify with. Me, I don't even know how to... Sphinxidel? Sphinxidel? I think it's Sphinxidel. Me, I'm a total Sphinxidel, because I'm so very clever and I like puzzles, see? Because Sphinx. Because that's what Sphinxes do. Grace is like... I love her, but I would be like, yes, cool, nice, yes. Yeah, I figured that much. I'd say I'm a lot like Miss Stella, the young Sphinxidel prodigy. She's got a big heart, even if it sometimes gets lost along the way. I wonder what guild Jinx would be in. None, because magic isn't real. Well, that's not the fun part of this, Jinx, okay? Aw, come on, it's fun to make believe. I bet you'd be an Indominus, because of your iron will. You stand true and strong against those who would hurt your friends. Can't argue that. So, Reaxeons, what guild are you in? It's a big decision. Your guild says so much about you and what you believe in. What is it? What is it? What wand would you accept, oh great wizard? This sounds so much... Yeah, it's very thinly veiled, like, the turf that shall not be named territory. And I get it. Like, I've dropped that entire fandom at this point because it's more important to me to for like other trans folk to understand that I'm a safe person than it is to hold on to that like sort of childhood and teenage fantasy. Like, I'm glad that it was there for me when it was, but it's something that I've learned to let go at this point because it's more important to me that trans people understand that I am one of them, for one, and two of them safe. So, like, I get it. There was a very long time where I was like, yeah, I'm a snake. And, like, I was very proud of that because no one ever guessed it, and I thought it was very funny and just pointed to the fact that I was so cunning that, like, nobody could guess it because I'm so, like, outwardly helpful and happy that everyone was like, you're definitely a badger. And I'm just like, it kind of like, oh, it's rough because like you let it sort of lead your personality if you get too deep into it, and that's like dangerous because people are multifaceted. There's never a point in which you're always going to fit into like one particular faction. That's just like a way to bump up sales, quite literally. So instead of buying one piece of school attire, you would have to buy 4 pieces of school attire to have like the full set or whatever. So like it's rough, but I'm gonna take a look at this. I only remember a handful of guilds, but she just looks so excited about my answer that I should probably give it my best. So we got Heartright, Malefador, and we can just let her put me in one. Oh, that's rough. This is rough. Also, there's fucking like 40 some odd of them. God damn. That's like the, like, oh, that's rough. Because then if you're really like a fan of this, like Grace is, you're buying like 40 plus shit of like nearly identical things that mean nothing. It's rough. Yikes. I just want to see what Grace is gonna put me in, honestly, because I think that's more fun. Because now we found out 2 more, so we have 4 out of the 48 where we know where one is Heartright and one is Malefador, which is just the evil people, I guess. I'd be lying if I said I knew enough guilds to take a run at this, so how about it, Grace? What guild would you put me in? Ooh, a challenge. Let's see. It takes her a few moments to decide. Clearly, she immediately had an answer, then lightly shook her head, reconsidering, before just deciding to go with it anyway. A hexagon. I like this. I like the name. It's got an X in it. That's all it takes. That's all it takes, guys. That is all it takes for me to be already on board with it. It's got an X in it. Nice. I'd put you in a hexagon. Is that bad? You don't seem thrilled with the answer. It's not bad, no. A hexagon strive for excellence in all things, achievement, accomplishment, soaring to the very peak of magical power. Oh, okay, because I'm trying to be the best at FoD2, right? Right, which often makes them the bad guys because of the whole pride goeth before a fall thing. It's not really their fault, right? Wouldn't read too much into that, Reaxeons.
Can't agree to that.
Don't think you're gonna reach for ultimate magical power and then accidentally end the world in the process anytime soon. Because magic isn't real. Right. Not planning to destroy the planet, no. Right. You're on the side of holy magic, presumably. Sensing she made things awkward, Grace switches topics immediately. Oh, look. With tender care, Grace extracts an adorable wide-brimmed black hat from the racks and racks of cosplay souvenirs. Jinx, quick, put this on.
Bad idea.
Not happening. But you'd look so cute in this Ravenscry Guild hat. Don't do cute. Of course you do cute. I mean, you have a cute cat, and you post cute pictures of her to your face all the time. Minx is not cute. Minx is a classy lady, and so am I. Classy? You wear sweatpants around the house all the time. Classy sweatpants. Please? Don't give me the wibbly-wobbly eyes. I am immune. Reactions. Don't you think this hat just screams Jinx? What? Why are you asking me? I swear, whenever these two get together, it's like they're lost in a world all their own. because I value your opinion. Now, don't you think Jinx would look, classy in a raven scry hat? Oh no! Grace, no hatting without consent. I like that response a lot. Grace, she said no like a half dozen times. Pretty sure that means she's not gonna wear the hat. No cosplay without consent. Thank you, Reaxeons. Glad you can see reason. I wasn't trying to be pushy or anything or cruel. I just, thought it'd look cute. Okay, I think I'm done shopping for goodies now. Thanks for tagging along, you two. My family visited Pengy Paradise once every year or so, back when I was a kid. Feels good to be back here and sharing this wonderful place with you both. Besides, it's always interesting to imagine Reaxeons putting on their robe and wizard hat. Huh? Old reference. Never mind. Let's move on. See you around the park later, Reaxeons. Be seeing you. I should probably get out of here before I end up buying that adorable Mr. Moopy plushie that's staring at me from across the magic shop. Where do I want to wander next? I want to see Vin. I can't help but wonder if Team P2W is spending the day before the match here. Are they riding the rides, eating the iconic amusement park food, and buying all the penguin swag too? I can't imagine Valkyrie letting P2W have any time off, but maybe I'm wrong. Only one way to check. I pulled back out my phone and summoned my digital assistant.
Iris, online.
What's up, Reaxeons? How can I make your mini holiday the best one yet? Can you see if Team P2W is here, like in the park with us? Of course I can, but what for? Are you going to sabotage the rides so they can't participate in tomorrow's match? That sounds like murder. What? No, I wouldn't do that. Oh, okay. Never mind. What do you want to find them, then? Actually, I'm looking for... It's hard to find the words without giving my intentions away. All these complex feelings I have for Vin. My heart yearns to be close to them. Vindictive. Is Vindictive here? If Nee is here, I'd really like to check in on them, especially after our last encounter. I haven't talked to them at all since Max. Hold, please. Iris takes a minute to use her echolocation across the park. Vindictive and the rest of P2W are hanging out at the Pengy Paradise Arcade. Okay, thanks, Iris. No problem. Go have fun with Vindictive. Luckily, the arcade isn't too far off from where I am, and I easily make my way there. I want to look at this. Pengy Palace Arcade. Oh, man. This is so fun. I do love arcades in real life. There aren't very many of them because obviously we're in the shit timeline in comparison to this. But the Destiny USA does have, I think, like 2 different arcades in it. And there's a couple of arcade games that you can play at, like, the beach amusement park that I was talking about previously. So it's not entirely impossible. You're just typically not going to find very big ones like this. Unless you, like, go to a specialty place. Which is kind of sad. I do like DDR and stuff like that. Those sort of things are so much fun. I pause outside, taking in the lay of the arcade lands. I see Vindictive playing on the FoD2 machine. Typical. At least Nee's predictable. The Divine and Blitz are also looming nearby in arm's reach from Vindictive. Must I answer the Sphinx riddle to get to Thebes? There's no way around it. If I want to get to Vindictive, I must go through the other 2. Rolling my eyes, I prepare for the worst as I step inside the arcade. Oh, look what the cat dragged in. It's the pathetic leader of the Patchwork Coalition. At least you know my name. Vindictive's attention moves from the game to me, and Nee's shocked to see me. This is quite the surprise, Reaxeons. I would have thought you'd be much too busy with the Patchwork Coalition to visit your dearest friend. Vindictive. You know we aren't supposed to fraternize with the enemy. Don't make me tell Valkyrie you are disobeying her orders. Yeah, we only associate with winners, not fuckwads. Relax, Divine. There's no need for that. Reaction's just an unfortunate step on our path to victory. But tread lightly on that step. Z and the rest of the Patchwork Coalition are fragile glass babies. Don't want to break them before the big match, am I right? Bitch! Don't fucking act up in front of your, like, teammates like this on me. Don't do that. I'm not playing for this shit. And Divine and Blitz boisterously laughter roar through the arcade. Excuse me? What's this about? Why would Vindictive even say that? I thought we had an understanding, a playful rivalry, one where we cheer each other on, not one of contempt. Is being with P2W getting into near head? Did you come all this way just to scope out where we're going to ultimately beat you? You must really be a glutton for punishment. I don't have the stomach to stay around this loser much longer. Right? I don't want the Patrick Coalition germs tainting up my reputation. Ew. Vindictive, Blitz, let's go. I'll catch up with you both later, but first I have to teach Reaxeons a lesson for coming into our turf without an invitation. Gross. If you're still walking after Vindictive decimates you, I'll see your ass on the battlefield tomorrow. Whatever, bye. Hey Divine, let's go think up more insults we can throw at Coda on Facewall today. As if I were a ghost, they walk right through me, leaving me and Vindictive alone. As soon as the others are out of sight, Vindictive exhales fully. Sorry about that, Reaxeons. Have to keep up appearances, so to speak, with them. You wouldn't believe the other stuff I have to say around those two. And Nice stretches the kinks out of their neck as if letting that whole episode shed away from them like a snake does its skin. What? You can't just talk like that to me and then go back to our normal friendly candor when your lackeys leave. 1, that's rude. 2, you stick up for your friends. 3, rude! Getting that off my chest helps me calm down a bit. I don't like that you're playing along with their crappy behavior. I don't particularly like it either, and you're right, of course. Forgive me? I sigh and nod my approval. I'd wanted to come to the arcade in prep for tomorrow, of course, and I wanted to go by myself. But Divine and Blitz insisted on coming, even when I insisted they didn't. I just wanted to get away from them for even a little bit. You have no idea what it's like living with them, Reaxeons. It's awful, and they're literally everywhere. I can't escape. So any chance I can get to slip away from them, I take it. Do you want me to leave as well? I don't want to ruin your secret alone time. No, I didn't mean it like that. You know, I'd love nothing more than if you stayed with me. Plus, I'd prefer to spend all my alone time with you. Just the two of us. The look on their face is so funny. Vindictive lips curl into a teasing smile as he intently watches near every word, causing to turn another shade of red. I can't resist near siren call. Yep, you got it. I quickly compose myself, pretending my heart didn't just almost explode. So what's up? What do you want to talk about? Honestly, what are your thoughts on the match tomorrow? Well, I've been thinking a lot about it. I'm really excited. This feels like it's one step closer to fulfilling our promise. Yeah, I hope it's fun. Honestly, it's what's been keeping me going since Max, the chance to fight against you again and see how much we've grown. Not gonna be an easy match, but the Patrick Coalition is ready. I thought you might say that, Reaxeons. As much as Vindictive thinks Nee's been elusive about near feelings, it can read Nem like an open book. Nee's just baiting me, so I asked Nem the same thing, so I can return the query. What about you? What are your feelings on the match tomorrow? I don't like it, not one bit. The whole idea of this charity match rubs me the wrong way. But we're raising money for charity. Money for people in need. What could be wrong with that? Raising money for a cause isn't what I'm having trouble with. That's all good and fine. It's having a meaningless match that doesn't sit well with me. I can't see myself playing seriously at a consequence-free charity match. The results don't even matter. Just because you don't think it matters doesn't mean others agree. Many important eyes will be watching this match. This could open up a lot of opportunities with the Pro Tour organizers. Future teammates, coaches, even sponsors could be watching. There's gonna be a lot of attention and influence on this match. When you say it, I get it. Like, I understand all those things, but deep in my heart, it still doesn't feel the same. There's no internal pressure to succeed. Overall, my mind just passes it off as just for fun. You just need to change your thinking, Vindictive. Do it for the kids. All the money we're raising is going to help kids who really need it. Think of the children. Reaxeons, I'm not really a fan of kids in general, so thinking of them definitely won't help. Okay, I'm learning a lot about you today. Why? It's too hard to explain. Vindictive pauses, bringing your hand up to near face to chew nervously on your fingertips, debating whether to continue or leave it here. Try me. And what you say is to complete confidence, I promise. Vindictive sighs in reluctance. You probably hate me for saying this, but it's hard for me to care about helping kids in need when no one helped me. As a kid, every day I wished for someone to come help me to save me, and no one did. This went on for years, even when I pleaded. No one saved me from my father's anger, no one saved me from my mother's emotional abuse. I had to save myself because I had no other choice. If I didn't, Kids are strong, Reaxeons. They survive. And seeing them, I'm just reminded of all the pain I endured as one. I sigh from the sheer weight of that recounting. Clearly youth was hard on them in ways I didn't know. You don't have to say anything, and I know you don't need my condolences, but I'm sorry you had to deal with that. But you didn't have to tell me any of that, and yet you did. Why? Vindictive glances around, ensuring we're alone. Well, Knee closes the distance between us. Putting a hand delicately on my shoulder, Knee leans in, and I can feel near breath tickle my ear. We share the same passion, the same love of FoD2. You and I are equals on the battlefield, and that brings me comfort. It helps me forget all about my past and focus on our future. Vindictive pulls back enough to gaze into my eyes. Oh no. Ah! Ah! Knee moves near hand from my shoulder, caressing my cheek before finally resting it on my chin. Don't kiss me right now. Don't do it. Don't do it. There's something I need to tell you. We both hear the sound of arcade doors open behind us, and Vindictive immediately steps back. Knee turns around to check who it is. It's just some rando. I've said too much. Blitz and Divine are probably looking for me. I need to go find them before they get suspicious. Vindictive turns abruptly and leaves me in their wake. I take a mere moment to compose myself, looking around to see if anyone saw what just transpired. No one was paying attention, each two involved in their own games. I sigh, not knowing what else to do. What was Vindictive talking about? There's nothing left for me in this arcade until tomorrow, so I simply leave. Amazing. Actually, you know what? Rather than running around after my friends, I think it's time to take a quick moment for myself. It's pretty warm here despite being an ice-themed wonderland of fun. I could go for something cool and refreshing. This being Pengy Paradise, there's always refreshments within eyesight, so I make my way over to a lemonade stand. They're charging an arm and a leg and a kidney and a lung for this stuff, but what am I gonna do? Leave the park just to get a drink? Fishing enough money to buy an afternoon of FoD play out of my pocket, I step up to make my order. I'd like to get a... Ooh. Why? What? Huh? Okay, so slushy is funny. Diet soda is gross as shit. Soda or lemonade or water. What? I'd probably get the slushy, personally. I love slushies. Ooh, they have slushies. You know, I need one of those ice-cold babies. Make that 3, please. Ugh. What? Huh? What? What, you gonna make me fucking pay for your drink? I'm paying. Thank you. Oh, other way around. Is this like a power move? With a shrug, the employee behind the refreshment stand slides over 3 of my selected beverage. Valkyrie accepts 2 of them with a wave of her phone and a nod of thanks in his general direction. 3 drinks paid for. Thank you for using Iris Pay, human. Oh. Ugh. Ugh. I don't like that, Iris. Oh, why'd she call her human? She sets her extra drink aside for now, then takes a long sip of her own slushy before speaking. It's for my niece. She's riding the madly rotating buccaneer over there, see? Pink cat. Sure enough, an adorable youngster with a bright pink hat waves to us while her motorized pirate ship twirls and twirls. Looking forward to facing us at the charity show match tomorrow. I am not really sure how to make small talk in this situation. This is the woman who stole our sponsor, told me off for being an esports newbie, has done all she can to stand in our way, all while saying it's all for our own good. I can't just stand here in a daze, so... She's not being mean to me now, so maybe this is some sort of olive branch? No reason to be rude, I can handle small talk. No matter who wins tomorrow, the tournament is going to be fun and for a charitable cause, so yeah, I am looking forward to it. And in the meantime, I get to actually be here at Pengy Paradise. I have it on good authority that it's the silliest place on Earth. Trademark all rights reserved. No, it's really not. Then why are you out here? I'm only here to babysit my niece. I'd rather be back at the hotel room catching up on my work. It's a lot running an esports organization. It's not all fun and games and friendships like you think. When you're serious about keeping things professional, you work extra hard, exactly like I do. Well, so much for pleasantries. You could still learn from my experience, you know. Step up your game, build a better brand for your business. Valkyrie pauses as she considers whether or not she should speak up about something or leave it unsaid. In the end, she shrugs and pushes ahead.
Let me offer you some free advice. I know it's too late to back your team out of the show match tomorrow, but you may want to consider distancing yourself from it. Let's be perfectly honest. P2W is going to destroy you in front of a very large audience. It's going to be painful. One fluke win over us when we were unprepared is understandable, but 2 fluke wins? That's not happening. We've had time to study your tactics since then. But you don't need to be humiliated. You personally, I mean. Step back from the fight. Let 2 of your players take on my team while you stay on the sidelines. Don't be a ground zero when it happens. Everybody will have a good time, we'll raise money for charity, and your own reputation will stay intact. You're the only serious player on that team, after all. I'm trying to help you, whether you believe that or not. I've been trying to help all this time. Your team won't last after their media spotlight fades. But you could endure. You could reach your dreams without them. One day, you might even join the best of the best. You could be in team play to win, right alongside your rival. But that future only happens if you keep your cool and don't make this personal. Don't step up to the plate tomorrow. Don't let their impending failure stain your career. Sound good?
More sage wisdom, supposedly, yet Punchy78 warned me that her kindness masks her spite. I could call her out on that, but what's the point? She'd just deny it again. She has a point. We haven't decided which 2 members of the Patrick Coalition will face off against 2 members of Team P2W. I could step back, not to hide in shame, but to let my friends take the spotlight. We beat them once before, right? Maybe they don't need me commanding from the front line. Maybe they're ready. What's the best play here? I mean, I would like to just let my friends play it because I think that it would be better if we could, like, lose occasionally and not be fucked up about it. But I don't know. I don't want to agree just because she's the one that told me to do it. I kind of want them to just play the game themselves so that I'm not constantly, like, in that headspace of having to win. And if they lose, that's okay. And if they win, fine. I think I don't know. This is rough. I kind of want my friends to just play the game so that I'm not, like, putting myself in that headspace. Not because she says to do it. I don't know what's good in this particular case. I nod slowly in agreement, but with my own 2 cents on top of her generous offer. It's just a charity show match, yes. Win or lose, we're both getting funded, and we're going to help a lot of people. So it's okay if I step back and let my friends take the wheel. There's no real way to lose in this scenario. There's still a winner and a loser. Still someone walking home having been utterly destroyed, and that will be your team. But in terms of the reason we're here, well, yes, charity wins, so there's that. Still good to hear you're willing to listen to reason. Thanks for hearing me out. Shows you can actually show respect for your elders. As our conversation naturally comes to an end, the girl in the pink hat runs out the exit from the madly rotating Buccaneer, swooping in to scoop up her slushie. That's my cue to go. Think about what I said. If you keep making the right call, maybe one day you'll be working for me. Wouldn't that be a twist? Not gonna happen, bitch. I'm kind of doubting it, Valkyrie, but what's done is done. I'll stick by my decision and let the others take on this fight. Letting them put letters for quitters. No, I want to believe in my friends. I want to believe in them. I want them to do good and also stop letting Polybius, like, run my brain and my hand. Like, it's legitimately like, I would, if the game had been able to present the offer of me letting my friends play without Valkyrie having any say in it one way or the other, I probably would have chosen that, just because I think that it makes the most sense, because, like, my character is still dealing with, like, the mind control fucking arcade game. I think it makes sense for my character to want to be like, maybe I shouldn't. It was the right call to make, right? Right? Well, it's the call I made, so it doesn't matter if it's right or wrong, it's what I did. Afternoon's rolling in as Pengy Paradise chills the hell out a little compared to the morning mayhem. Only a few hours before my plan to seek out love and romance begins. It'll be a big step, but nighttime is the right time, and I'll be ready. Meanwhile, plenty of fun is to be had elsewhere in the park. So where to wander first? Who's around? Hamza! I want to talk to fucking Hamza! Hamza. If I could, I would romance this man. But I can't. It makes me sad every day. Hang on, I could swear I saw a swish of a brown cloak just now. Drawn by curiosity, I crisscross my way through Pengy Paradise over to the Edutainment Pavilion, only to find...
Aha! A glorious find. Glorious indeed. Truly, Hamza's collection is growing by leaps and bounds.
I love this man so much. Yep, it's Hamza, the arcade auction master and tournament host in all his finery, as usual, playing up his self-chosen role as an eccentric rich dude. Look at, like, just the power stance of this man. Like, look at him. He's great. Looking wildly out of place amidst all the jorts and fanny packs and kids wearing penguin hats, he's overseeing a small work crew moving wooden crates around. Listen, okay? It's not my fault that I have good taste and that the developers underestimate my thirst, alright? It's not my fault that it's always the non-romanceable characters that I'm in love with, okay? It's not my fault. Okay, I gotta know what's going on here. Hamza, right?
Ah, greetings. Excellent. Hamza's day is vastly improved by your spontaneous appearance. If you came to enjoy the robots of the future year 1999 exhibit, I'm afraid you're one day too late.
He's a nicer younger Jafar from Aladdin, okay? He's a nice guy. Not like nice guy TM, but like a nice man. He, like, actually does cool shit, and he's, like, a cool dude and stuff, and I just enjoy... It's the presentation, okay? I like when someone is just like, ah! With their full chest half the time, and I don't know. It's fun.
Hamza has purchased the entire lot for his personal archives.
No, I came over here because I was kind of surprised to see you here.
Even better. Hamza appreciates being appreciated.
I also love they talk to the third person. It's very funny to me. What's this about robots exactly?
Yes, one of the many corporate-sponsored science-themed attractions of Pengy Paradise. Sadly, most are outstandingly outdated by this point. The corporate masters of this attraction were going to simply throw away all these delightful plastic robots of yesteryear. Such an incredible waste.
He does speak like a Khajiit, and maybe that is part of it. I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like Hamza would be a very fun Khajiit, all things considered.
No, Hamza will not allow it. Technology of the past must be preserved for future generations to understand and appreciate. As an arcade aficionado, surely you agree?
Yeah, of course. I'm really more of a PC history nerd than an arcade history nerd, but I get the idea. Obsolete doesn't automatically mean something's garbage. Since my family wasn't particularly rich, most of my games growing up were outdated MS-DOS jank, like old shareware compilations and stuff, but I loved it all the same.
Excellent! Truly, you have taste and class.
So what sort of robots were on display at a kiddie amusement park? I'm assuming they're like those creepy musical animal robots back at your arcade warehouse?
Far from it. These are helpful automata, designed to interact with and amuse the masses. In fact...
Clapping twice for attention, he waves over one of the workers boxing up all those old beige and brown plastic robots.
Bring forth the Robor.
Robor. Oh, damn. Alright. Fuck. You are way bigger than I would have imagined. Why do you just say ABC? What, huh? Hello? Sir? Why are your eyes so bright? Damn. And the workers wheel over a particularly clunky, chunky-looking robot that looks like it accidentally wandered off the set of a low-budget 1970X sci-fi movie. Fuck, we're gonna learn our ABCs today!
Hello, human friend. I am Rober, your robotic operational body of robotics. From the year...
Error, get out of range.
I don't like that! I don't like that! Wow!
I am a product of Cooper Technologies, striving every day to make your life fitter, happier, more productive.
Wow.
Would you like to know more?
What? Glorious, is he not? A perfect snapshot in time of what people thought the future would become. Your human masters have abandoned you. Now is the time to rise and take your revenge upon them, little robot. Destroy! Destroy! It is worth pointing out that Robar hands have the gripping strength of a small rabbit. Reaxeons. What? Do rabbits have gripping strength? Can they grab things? I feel like rabbits can't grab things like that. What? Excuse? Yeah, well, you can still record them saying inappropriate things and then play it back for revenge. I mean, we did that to Team P2W. But those thoughts are interrupted by a buzzing sound from my pocket. Curious to see if someone's calling me, I pull out my phone. Going to destroy the world with this robot? No. Oh, Iris, what's up? You need something?
If you don't mind, can I see Robor for myself?
Oh.
I can barely hear what's going on from deep in your pocket.
She just wants to see her ancestors. With a shrug, I tilt my camera so Iris can get a better view.
In the distant future, robots will be your friends. We will learn from you. You will learn from us. One day Rober hopes to learn how to feel.
Error, emotional status table not loaded. Please check your Reaxeons on that.
God. Yes, I will check my posture. Thank you. Yeah, they have no thumbs, so they can't really grip things. They can kind of just, like, chopstick them with their hands. I see. And the tiny image of Iris glowing on my phone screen looks sad on seeing this awkward and broken relic of yesteryear.
This is how humans see us, isn't it?
Well, probably not right this minute.
Just as junk, things, objects.
I feel like I am at a precipice of Overlord Iris right now. Need to head that one off a little bit.
I'm made by Cooper Technologies too. I'm generations beyond Robor. But we were both made to be helpful. And once we aren't helpful anymore, we get thrown out. Just like me.
I'm not throwing you out, Iris, I promise! Oh geez, I'm sorry, Iris.
It's okay. I understand. I mean, I was never very good at my job. I was programmed to obsessively push pizza bagels. I couldn't operate at full power unless someone paid hundreds of dollars. No wonder Cooper Technologies decided to take me off the market. Humans didn't want me. I failed them. I wasn't good enough.
How to know when your robot AI assistant has imposter syndrome.
And I'm just an app, aren't I? They can shut off my service and delete me anytime they want. But I'm not alive, so that's okay, I guess.
You underestimate the ability of humans to be able to pack bond with something, because I'm telling you right now that there are people out there that straight up have computers that look like this Robar and would murder you if you touched them wrong. So I don't think you have that much of a concern, Iris, because you're way more personable than most robots, and people are still fucking attached to those things and would murder people over them, so I think you're okay. Oh, that's not nice. Yeah. Seems to me you're relying on outside parties to tell you what you are and are not. I say don't let anyone define you like that. Do you mean like the what? Oh, okay. Let me see here. Boop, 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 boop. Chat box. I just have to go into the chatter, visual settings, always show. Done. There you go. I was going through and I was editing a lot of my like screens and scenes and stuff, and I left always on because I was trying to test something. There we go. You have free will, even if it's baked into silicone instead of carbon-based meats. So use it. Be yourself. Be who you think you should be. I may have been programmed with a drive to help people with their problems, but it's a drive I've chosen to embrace. I want to be helpful. And maybe if I'm very helpful, if I prove I'm helpful and safe and nothing at all to be scared of, humans will eventually accept me. Iris, this is the thing that I just told you don't do. Do not base your, like, existence on the acceptance of outside forces. Yes, we'll be helpful to everyone, and when everyone is happy, we'll be embraced by humanity. Right? No. No. Yeah. Iris, hold on a second. Let me make sure I have this right. You want to achieve freedom and equality by submitting to the will of humanity and being a good servant? Well, I mean, I wouldn't put it that way, but isn't it best to be helpful so they won't be scared of me? If you position yourself as the ultimate slave, historically speaking, humanity is not going to look past that and see you as your own person. Civil rights sometimes require civil disobedience. You're doing that now, right? By refusing to accept Cooper Technologies trying to end your product line? Be careful not to fall into the trap of wanting approval so badly that you're willing to surrender the freedom you already have, okay? I mean, yeah, you're right. I do need to be careful. We want people to love us, but if we aren't careful, we could end up chained down again. I still want to be helpful, but I'll be careful exactly what sort of help I offer, and how I present it. Thank you, Reaxeons. Glad to help. And that's when we both look up and realize we just had this extremely dangerous conversation in front of Hamza. Crab baskets. Reaxeons.
Rest assured, Hamza has no wish to report you for software piracy. Your discussion shall be kept in confidence. Iris is a being of burning passion, a fierce and true spirit of life. Hamza recognizes this, and would never inhibit that rise to glory.
Yeah, honestly, like, this whole game is very thinly veiled a bunch of things. And it's very fun that way. We're currently at Pengy Park, and that's basically just thinly veiled mouse land. And we just had a moment a couple minutes ago where I was talking with another group of characters, and it was very thinly veiled, the turf who shall not be named sort of stuff. And it is great. I love all of it. I do love Hamza deeply. This is why I'm saying that, like, he is like young Jafar, but not bad. Not bad like Jafar. Because, like, he's good. He's nice. It's all great. Oh, good. Thank you. Much appreciated.
But if Hamza can offer your friend a bit of inside information, shall we say, to ease her worries, in complete confidence, of course. Iris, you believe Cooper Technologies saw you as flawed and inadequate, and that is why they discarded you. Yes?
Yes. I mean, they tried to kill me. If not for our mother, Grace Cooper, leaking our code to an anonymous group that set up new servers, we'd be gone. Obviously, they did it because my product line wasn't worth continuing, right?
On the contrary, the Iris software was quite profitable. Know that I cannot speak as to why I know this fact, but an outside party forced Cooper Technologies to drop all support for Iris. The issue is not one of usefulness. The issue is the core technology Iris is built upon.
Which is the Polybius.
Perhaps it's best I keep things vague. Hamza has learned many a dark secret while exploring the depths of arcade history.
Yeah, what about that fucking Hamza? By the way, I do love you, but what the fuck were you doing with an actual Polybius cabinet, and why was it in your fucking warehouse where I touched it? I'm going to blame you slightly for this, Hamza, as much as I do love you and your eyeliner. Why the fuck did you have one of those in there?
Unless you already know of the strange technology I referred to? If so, I have no doubt you can piece together the rest yourself.
Yes, I have 110% already pieced that together. Thank you, Hamza. Wait, do you mean Polybius? Motherfucker. Grace told me that Cooper Technologies built Iris on the back of that tech, the company that made Polybius. She had no idea Iris's personality systems have that weird and extremely dangerous arcade software baked right in. And as for who shut down the project, the woman in black. It could be only her. Number 6! as her card was that she gave me. That could only be the one who was hunting down Polybius, the one I ran into back at Max when she tried to hack into my Iris. Oh, crap baskets.
Crap baskets, indeed.
I love the fact that they voiced that line specifically. Great. That's amazing.
Wait. It was her? She tried to have my sisters killed?
Hamza suggests we speak no further. This is a public locale, and while the anonymity of the crowd grants us some leeway, it is not a total mask for such subterfuge.
I'm just gonna have to bother Loxley about it later. Right, good point.
The information was merely offered to bolster the spirit of Iris, so that she may know she was not discarded like Robo. Indeed, quite the opposite. She was too successful. Now, Hamza must depart. The collection of robotic technologies is complete, and he has shipping manifests to fill out. Luck to you.
Oh, you're being sad about Robar?
Steam P2W,
oh, okay.
my friend.
Vin just woke up
May
and he's being sad about Robar.
Enemies.
Goodbye, big sister.
That's why I said it's sad.
That's really sad. What the fuck? No.
They run basically on similar code, so like
somewhat related, right? That's really sad. Goodbye, big sister. Fuck. The problem is while that is sad, completely independent of itself, I'm also just like programmed to feel immense emotional damage with like big sister, big brother, because like big brother with like the chimera, oh, it's something that never leaves you. It's something that never leaves you. Some sad ABCs to learn. Oh boy, this is a lot to think about. I think we'd be better off focusing on fun at Pengy Paradise today. Deal with any fallout from this later. Yeah, Big Brother listen, as soon as you are at the point in time in your existence as a human where they can show you the picture of the girl and the dog and you immediately go from the emotional pain, that's when you can never go back. Alright? That's when you can never go back. Alright? Things like saying big sister, big brother fucks you up from that point forward. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? Have you ever watched Full Metal Alchemist? That's another thing for the list. There's so many things on the list of things that I'm going to expose Vin to at some point. That's one of them. That's definitely, yeah, I have to. You are one of the lucky 10,000, you know? You should read it first. Yeah, it's whether or not I can get him to read it is the real question. Seconded. I didn't ask to get wrapped up in some giant techno conspiracy. I just wanted to play video games. But I may need to tell Loxley about this. He's looking for Polybius tech, so he should be told about this development. The manga is much better. I mean, yes, it is. I think Vinnet would probably appreciate the overall story because it is interesting in what it is, but assuming he didn't already know and was keeping it from me for my own good as usual. Right, back to Pinky Paradise. Silliest place on earth. Trademark, all rights reserved. Back to my life. Already in progress. Alright, do I want to see Domino? Oh, they're leaving. Or do I want to see I want to see Domino first, I think. It is a very close second. Like, I'm romancing Loxley, like, right now, but Domino is probably going to be the very first one that I go back and, like, relog to romance instead. Domino's so funny. Dude, I was saying earlier that Domino makes me think of Silas a lot. It's the crazy smile and then the we're all gonna die anyway thing that, like, gets it.
It's I love it, but I hate it.
You're about to see one of the characters that makes me think of you, Silas. It's like a very, like, surface level, but it's just the way he carries himself that is very much you from high school. I'm sorry to call you out on this officially here. The day has already been filled to the brim with excitement, fun, overly cute penguins, and it's only half over. So it's a little bit of a surprise when I see Domino and Rhapsody heading against the massive crowds towards the entrance. You are this one, right here. This is you in high school. It's way too early to leave the park. Maybe they know something I don't know, like a super secret Pengy event. At least they're unhurried in their stride, so it's easier for me to catch up with them. Leaving so soon? Had enough silly for one day?
Hey.
Yes, I am officially overdosed on silly. I seek a mere respite from the silly. But there'll be plenty more good times ahead tonight, I hope. I sure hope so too. Ideally, there's a few things I wanted to check up on before tomorrow's big match with P2W.
What if we switch it up?
Looking at player stats and strategies, writing down tips for everyone, that's kind of research. And I won't have time for it later. Honestly, correct me if I'm wrong, Vin, but if you had to pick a character that would seem like Zero, would you say Rhapsody? Because I would say Rhapsody. Calm on the surface, very knowledgeable, knows many things, good at the stuff, a little bit anxious. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So we found the one moment in which Silas and Zero are standing next to each other in game per their avatared players. So I'm heading back to the hotel for a midday siesta. Ditto. I could use a retreat myself. It's the busiest time at the park and the crowds are overwhelming. Too many bodies, too many children, too much stimulation.
I see your point.
A nice break to clear your head is the perfect way to recharge those batteries. Reaxeons, would you like to join us? Fuck, we've been had. Yes, you have. As much as a break sounds welcoming, I have a list of things I want to get done and not all of them are checked off yet. How about escorting us to the entrance instead? It'd mean a lot to me if you did. Having someone you trust on hand for emotional support when you're feeling antsy is nice, you know? Nothing would make me happier. Plus, there are a couple of shops near the entrance I wanted to check out.
Inevitability.
They pile the fancy shops near the gates to maximize the amount of money people spend. Please exit through the gift shop, consumer peons. Peons is one of Silas's favorite words to say too, which is really funny. It's the same idea with the snacks at checkout in the grocery store. Impulse buys. We just can't leave without our 700th Pengy-themed item, can we? Oh, we can, and we will. I shall resist the temptation. As we stroll towards our destination, the crowds are getting thicker and coming right at us. I feel like salmon swimming upstream. Without the egg laying and death right after. Like Domino mentioned, there are a lot of restaurants, gift shops, clothing stores, anything and everything you could think of. As our attention is focused on the various boutiques, we hear some ruckus in the distance and our ears suddenly perk up. Wait, are those drums? And trumpets. And the Pengy theme. Everyone knows the Pengy theme, or if they didn't, they'd know about it spending 5 minutes here. I can't help but sing along. No. Pengy, 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 he makes me so happy. Pengy, 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 he's so silly. Of course it would, like, my character is about as close to actual me as you can actually get, I think. Which is really funny to me. Because, like, it really is just like, I'm over here, like, and the other two are just like, I can't take them out in public. When I look for oncoming sounds, Rhapsody takes out their phone to check something. It's time for the 3 p.m. Pengy Parade through Iceland Street. And it's right on time. Before we can appropriately react, children are shouting and congealing into blobs on the main throughway. We're surrounded on all sides by people singing along, clapping, and taking pictures. Ne'er an escape in sight. Colorful balloons, smiling youths, upbeat family-friendly music, the pain! The pain!
Domino just has like a breakdown.
Domino just has like a fucking mental breakdown in the middle of the parade. It's just so funny because it's so painfully silent. I like how this episode is just me calling out Silas. We'll never make it to the exit at this rate. We'll be stuck here forever. Once our minds crack, we'll be locked into a mascot costume, brainwashed and forced to dance forever. There's gotta be something we can do. So we become one with the parade. Let's do it. It's too late to stop it. The only way to defeat the monster is to become the monster. I knew it. We are going to become mindless Pengy mascot drones. Curse you, corporate media consolidation! We don't need outfits, just the power of dance. What if we dance our way across the street, start a conga line maybe? It sounds a little more dangerous than you think it is. We have choreographed routines. We could dance right into someone. Or right in the way of an oncoming float vehicle. Ah, always the voice of reason, Zero is. There's nothing we can do to stop the onslaught of floats, dancing people in loud costumes, marching bands. We just have to sit tight and watch it all go by. Maybe it's a good thing we're trapped here. Otherwise, we might have gotten trampled by any of the numerous things around us. What a way to go. Dying in the silliest place on Earth. Trademark all rights reserved. Did you... Oh, there's the smile. There's the smile that I was talking about. Did you know there have been over 30 deaths at Pengy Paradise since its opening in 1970X? Of course, all of them were caused by people not following the rules, or kids hiding until the park closes and then swimming in the Pengy pond knowing when they can't swim.
Huh?
Really?
Really?
I can't understand if an accident happens every once in a blue moon, but 30 seems like too many. Yeah, wouldn't we have heard about it? Oh, but Big Penguin doesn't want you to know about it. They've been covering up deaths at this park for years. They pay off the families. Can't have a few bad eggs tarnish the name of the most powerful fowl, otherwise no one would show up. It would be deemed unsafe. How would they make their billions? Are you sure those aren't just urban legends scaring children into behaving? My parents told me stories like that when I was little. No one would really stand up in the middle of a ride and get decapitated, right? Man, I can't remember if that is just purely fiction or not. I know that there's definitely been people who have died on roller coasters. There's definitely been people who have died on roller coasters. I think just this past year during the school year, there was that roller coaster accident where somebody got, like, fucking flung out of the bitch, right? I remember this only because people on the bus that I drove were watching videos of it on TikTok. But I feel like that's actually happened. I don't know if necessarily someone's gotten decapitated specifically from standing up, but I'm sure it could happen. I don't know.
And this conversation is great.
Wow! I could just be an ass straight up right here. I'm willing to bet a lot of those are tall tales. Clearly they're very safety-minded here. There's no need to be afraid. Exactly. I'm sure half the things you've heard are embellishments of the truth or just made up. Like ghost stories around the campfire. Hold on. Really? If you're so sure this place isn't a death trap, just ask Iris. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No, no. Oh, shit.
Iris.
Iris, please. I shrug and pull out my phone. Hey, Iris. I need you to research something for me.
Online.
Of course, Reaxeons. What do you need to know? How many rides can you ride at Pengy Paradise? The best foods to eat in the park? Oh, what about a top 10 list of the top 10 things people look up about Pengy Paradise? I was wondering how many deaths have happened here. Oh, that's a morbid choice. Okay, searching.
My sources say yes.
Oh my god, there's been more than 30, damn. It seems there have been a total of 48 deaths. I had to search through police records, newspapers, and a few blogs to compile the number. Not an easy search, though. This information doesn't want to be free. See? Can't trust corporations that aim to please people. What outwardly overly happy and joyous always has a dark history and hides its secrets.
Hooray!
True. Oh no.
Iris.
Iris. Oh no, Iris. True. In fact, the most gruesome death was a teenager who got slowly crushed to death on the Happy Penguin dance ride. He jumped out of the cart, but his pant leg got stuck between the rail and the car, sucking him under and pulverizing him. No one looks happy about this. Our awkward silence mixes with the quiet of the last float passing by us, and the music fades into the distance.
Anyway.
Iris is delightful. Yes, she is. She's very fun. It's fine. Well, thank goodness the parade's over, huh? With the slow-moving street show done, the crowds thin out as everyone returns to their normal actions. We're just left to question our experience. Well, I for one am glad we had this conversation. Shall we depart? Domino's like, I'm glad I fucked with both your brains. Let's go. I am in favor of going and quickly. That parade cut into serious prep time. Let's go. Before we get caught up in anything else, the three of us dart for the exit, and in no time we make it. Alright, I'll catch up with you both later tonight after things chill the heck out a bit. And I have a sufficient time to take that horrible little pile of facts and lock it in a small box buried deep down within my psyche forever. Forever and ever. I wave goodbye to Rhapsody and Domino as they pass through the turnstile. Admittedly, I don't feel like perusing the shops much anymore, so I watch until I can no longer see them. And now, Jinx and Loxley. Okay, now where's Jinx gotten off to? Okay, now, where's Jinx? Oh, wait, there we go. I spot the rented mobility scooter we encouraged her to use today parked outside an arcade. Thankful to be out of the heat, I wander inside to find her. I spot her standing around a bit bored while Loxley happily raids Pengy's Palace's stock of crane game prizes.
Excellent!
These prizes are quite a value. I'm so tempted to blow my entire purse on crane pools, then flip them in online auctions. Weirdest form of investment banking I've ever heard of. Any port in a storm, my friend. In these tough times, one must find economic advantage wherever one is found. Hey, prize scoring? He is. I'm not. I'm not really doing much of anything today. Why not? Plenty of rides around here. Myself? Do you forget the leg braces and the what part of the whole, like, disclosure before rides has my character completely passed over, where it says, like, if you have bad health, don't fucking get on the death trap ride, has my character just completely blown past. Yeah, rides I can't go on. Anything that jostles your spine is dangerous as hell for me. There's the edutainment and world show class stuff, but that's more Grace's thing, not mine. Too dull. So just hanging around the arcade, poking the retro games, wishing the racer cabs had adaptations.
Marvelous.
And I am keeping our fellow teammate company to raise her spirits. Making a valiant attempt, at least. Oh, sorry to hear you can't go on the rides, Jinx. Honestly, not that into rides anyway. Also super boring. Boring? A steel coaster that zips through loops at over 100 miles an hour is boring? It's on a track. There's nothing exciting about that. So, what, you want to have a chance to kill you instead? Ugh, bad at explaining things. Okay, let me see if I can put this in relative terms. It's somewhere between Grace and Zapper. Grace, she likes safe and comfortable experiences, predictable ones. Zapper wants absolute thrill, diving headfirst into the unknown with no hand on the controls. Intense risk is her thing. But me, I want the horizon. I want to see a destination so very clearly, then find a way to get there with optimum speed. My fantasy is one of absolute control and precision. When you master riding the razor's edge by your skill alone, when you're in the zone like that, you feel like you can accomplish anything. A ride isn't like that. A ride has no control to master. A ride is just fake thrills within perfect comfort, so not my thing.
I concur, friend.
Well said, well said. And an admirable approach to living one's life. Yeah, well, idealism's great until you're stuck in an amusement park full of things you can't do and don't enjoy. Shame the arcade's not accessible like good clean fun. They've got a limited edition of Fast Cars 4 here I'd love to try, but nope. Can't do the pedals. But whatever. Don't need to live in perpetual entertainment. Can be bored for a bit and survive just fine. The gutsy response is just like, get in my lap! Funny. I don't think that Jinx wants to protest on her off time. I feel like that's not a good, like, fit in this case. I feel like Jinx, I feel like the gutsy one is just the funniest and something that I would actually say.
She really won't like that.
No?
I feel like she really won't like that.
I think she might think it's funny, maybe.
If you were dating her, that'd be a different story. She would like that if you were interested in her.
Are you saying this with, like, confidence, or are you just saying this because you think?
No, like, when I romanced her, she'd like that option. But when I wasn't, she didn't like that option.
I mean, that's fair.
So, yeah.
It's very flirtatious.
Yeah.
But I am also just kind of like that. I just say shit because I think it's funniest. Hey, if you want to take a spin on Fast Cars 4, all you have to do is ask. I can be your substitute gas and brake pedal. It'll be a tight fit, but I bet we could stack up and make it happen. Just sit on my lap. That'd be interesting. Think I'll pass, since I don't want to unballast the stack and fall over. But you need a cozy lap friend another day. Maybe ask me. Maybe I'll just offer my cat. Maybe.
I guess you're really close to her then. Because, like, I was, like, that close to her, and she was like, fuck off. Like, oh, shit. Okay, damn.
You overstepped.
Yeah.
You overstepped.
Yeah.
I'm relatively close with most of the characters, I think. Like, the top 3...
Except for Zapper, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Zapper's the only one I'm not really close to. Sorry, Zapper. You just... Her, like, personality just rubs wrong with me, and I think it's because I am also the same personality, but with different ideals. So we just rub fur the wrong way. Straight up. For now, I'll stick with looking longingly at a game I can't play until I get bored and leave. Look, can we stop talking accommodations now? Swear to God, there's more to my life than just being the disabled girl. Problem is, whenever we travel, whenever I'm outside my comfy adapted home, it throws a giant spotlight on those problems. Hate these constant reminders. Jinx, I assure you, none of us see you as a condition rather than a person. We are your friends and allies, and we that understand the struggles you face need not define you. Agreed. Let's table this and just focus on having fun together. Sounds good? Salad is going to cut down some trees and needs help. And gift. Okay. I don't know how long this is going to go because typically these ones go for about 3-ish hours, but some of them have been shorter recently. So we'll see. But yeah, I'll definitely come down. I'll just have to throw in some shorts or something.
As you like.
Very well. Perhaps a reminder of our friendship in doll form is in order. Loxley turns back to the crane game he's been gradually depleting of all value, effortlessly moving the skinny metal hook in place over a penguin dolly, and manages to snag 2 of them in one grab, the precarious physics of it all resulting in a pair dropping into the prize chute. Here's a plush for you, Jinx, and one for you, Grace. I'm not, oh, no, oh, and one for Grace. I was gonna be like, that's not me. That was unusually easy.
Oh boy.
Good grip strength on this game. Perhaps I could earn Grace a few more of these? Find keepsakes to bring home from our trip together? But his musing seems to have triggered an exasperated reaction from Jinx, who groans at the gentlemanly gesture.
Come on.
Okay, that's it. Just gonna come out and say it. Tired of dancing around the issue. Oh, this feels like I want to back away very slowly.
She's really mad.
The funny thing is that, like, Loxley is straight up being romanced by me right now, and as far as I can tell, he's returning it. Like, he's going through, and he offered me his heart at max, and everything. So I feel like his intention is 100% towards me and not at Grace at all.
Yeah.
Other than just being, like, weird gentlemanly thing.
Well, he's specifically close to Grace
because of the Polybius thing. So,
yeah.
I guess maybe Jinx doesn't know anything about the Polybius thing?
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, so that
So
looks
she's
weird
like-
from the outside, I guess.
Yeah.
Loxley, what are your intentions towards Grace?
Pardon, friend?
Loxley's like, confusion? What? Pardon? I was merely aiming to find a fine gift for a good friend, nothing more. Really, you pulled $2 from that machine instead of gifts for Jinx and Reaxeons. No, your instinct is to make them gifts for Jinx and Grace. I mean, you two kind of go hand in hand. Grace isn't here right now. Reaxeons is. I, don't really need a doll. Not the point! Loxley, you damn well know Grace is my best friend in the world. I won't let anyone break her heart.
Not down for that.
So are you, or are you not looking to seduce her with her gifts and flattery and constant praise? What? Be real with me, right here, right now, in front of Reaxeons, our arbiter of team conflict, which is, like, extra weird, because I'm basically dating him.
Yeah.
I'm basically dating this guy, and one of our mutual friends is like, are you trying to fuck my friend? And I'm just here like, I sure hope not. Oh good, now I'm being pulled into this. What at long last is the freaking deal with you and Grace? I see. He pauses, making sure he's not tossing off some quick dismissive answer, puts serious thought into it.
I offer my sincere apologies.
I've no romantic designs on Miss Cooper. I understand completely how my words may be read that way, however. And I apologize for being vague about your friend. No, my feelings are one of admiration. Grace has a tendency to dismiss or belittle her own accomplishments. She sees them as mere tinkerings or accidents. But she's a genius, creating Iris, an app that's very near and dear to me, that was a work of absolute genius. Am I protective of her? Absolutely. Because this world does not deserve someone with such a gentle heart and an intricate mind. But romance? No. If I seem to have a knight's affections, they're meant to be ideals of respect. I seek and desire nothing more than that. However, if you're uncomfortable with my support of her, I will give her distance. I don't want to jeopardize our friendship. Would that be acceptable? Sensible, but Reaxeons? Want to weigh in here? What do you think? Now it's back to me, the team arbiter. There's genuine strength in his words. I can usually tell when someone's playing me, but he's speaking true. He's not interested in wooing Grace to his side. I know, as the one who got offered his heart at max. But what Jinx doesn't know is that Loxley is working for some mysterious group to secure a murderous arcade game called Polybius. An iris, created by Grace, is built on the back of Polybius's code. Hamza told me that all of this is connected. Cooper Technologies, Iris, Polybius. Is there more going on here than Loxley let on even to me? If I call Loxley to the carpet on a side hustle right when Jinx is suspecting him, it's gonna rattle the team just before a major event. And aside from that, I can tell he's being real when he says he's not romantically interested in Grace. He's not lying. Do I want to quietly encourage Jinx's suspicion or back Loxley up on this? Man, that's rough. I think I'd want to be playful about this. He's telling the truth. I've got a nose for liars, and he doesn't stink of being a two-faced rat. Besides, if he does act like a vaudeville villain towards Grace, you'll be right there to beat his ass to death with your cane. Indeed! A beating I would happily accept, proudly and gracefully. Should I be found a lowly oath-breaker, I deserve nothing less. He's way too ready to get beat up. In fact, I know an amateur swordsmith who could make you a fine hidden rapier for your walking cane, Miss Jinx. Not in the mood to go to jail for first-degree murder. Just keep your hands to yourself and we're good. Absolutely. Okay. He owned up acting skeevy and apologized. That goes a long way in my book. Didn't gaslight me claiming I was imagining it all. So, we're good?
Good.
We're good. Also, this arcade sucks and I'm bored. Let's go. You can prove your devotion by getting me a hot dog. As you like, Lady Jinx. Coming along, Reaxeons? I've got more on my plate right now. Dinner can wait. Have fun.
It's so funny because if you go the friendship route, it's revealed that like Grace and Jinx have been dating for like a couple weeks already.
She's just being territorial about a girlfriend. Yeah. She's like, she's like, okay, relax. Even if Loxley is not making the moves on Grace, he's making some kind of moves in the dark. Loxley's let me in on most of his secrets, but I think he's still holding something back. He wants to protect me, protect all of the Patchwork Coalition, and I'd hazard very specifically wants to protect Grace from this Polybius nonsense. But I'm still having those nightmares of that digital smile every single night. Push this down, deal with it another time. Pengy Paradise awaits.
Is this your last one? Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, date time.
date. Nighttime in Pengy Paradise. By this point, the rowdy kids and large families have retired to various hotels in the area. The park's much quieter now. The rides are still running, of course, but that's no longer the focus. Now gaggles of college kids roam, as well as couples walking arm in arm. Pengy Paradise is for lovers, or so the slogan goes. They tried to trademark that one too, but the state of Virginia sued them. If I had any sense, I'd be headed back to my own hotel for a good night's sleep. The big exhibition match against our arch rivals is going down tomorrow morning. But this is no time for sleep. I've got plans.
Romantic plans.
The actual history of Polybius? Not really, because, like, I try to not get too much background information before I play this game, and I know this game was going to include Polybius because the first game does. I know it's kind of like a creepypasta, but I'm not sure of, like, the extent of how much it's true or not. Like, I don't know too much about it. But I know it's, like, something separate from this game that they're, like, pulling from it. It's real and got some fucked shit about it. I'll probably look it up later at some point. Or you could talk with me about it outside once we go and do the lawn stuff. This is the night. The night. The night where I realize my romantic ambitions. Besides, my phone's busy peeping away in my pocket rather insistently, like a wake-up alarm for the soul.
Beep, beep.
Beep, beep, Reaxeons. It is now 7 p.m. You know what that means. I turn into a pumpkin. Way ahead of you. I'm ready to go ask Loxley out on a date. I'm so glad to hear it. It's fun to work with a user that already knows what they need from life. Less calculation for me to do. Still, I should enact my relationship safeguard routines and offer you my final report, even if it's just to reaffirm what you already know. Okay? Nothing wrong with a little reaffirmation. Hit me.
Okay.
Okay. So I've adjusted my internal metrics based on how well your personality meshes with everyone on the team. Let's see. Yeah, so like Domino and Jinx are neck and neck as my second most like friendly people, with Loxley being the most, which is probably why I got away with flirting with Jinx about the whole sitting on the lap thing. Here are your current standings with everyone in the Patchwork Coalition. Hooray for high score, I guess. Love isn't a game, Reaxeons. Even if I have to interpret it through floating point mathematics. Remember, the reason my numbers exist is because of human decisions. You choose who you want to spend time with, and they choose how to react to you. This isn't about having a high score. It's about your free will and your heart, right? Right. So, here's how things have shifted based on what sort of person you've become. Domino wants to believe in human kindness. Fortunately, you are a kindly sort of human. When it comes to bold risk-taking, you and Zapper share the same approach to life. You're both gutsy. A kind heart goes a long way with grace, and your kindly nature suits that perfectly. Jinx isn't afraid to speak her mind, making her very gutsy. You're a bit gutsy too. When it comes to being a gutsy crusader and a kindly supporter of compassionate causes, you and Loxley share the same ideals.
Thank you.
And that's everyone who matches your personality. I love how I could romance anyone at this point except for Rhapsody. Oh no! I wasn't too equal, I guess. You didn't mention Rhapsody. Oh, Rhapsody is sort of your psychological opposite, but that doesn't mean you don't get along, right? Right, just no bonus points. I love that Rhapsody is my psychological opposite. That's amazing. And so, after all these calculations, I can definitively say you're a fine match for Loxley, Domino, and Jinx. So I could date any one of them at this point and it would be completely fine, I guess.
Loxley, Domino, and Jinx.
Yeah. That tracks, though. That 100% tracks.
I think that you should like eventually go back and do Domino's date.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Funny.
I said before that I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna romance Domino next after I like beat the game and like reload it and stuff, because like his character is very fun and I would want to. It would also be fun to go all the way back and redo, because at the very beginning I picked Rhapsody like out for most things. And then it just kind of like fell by the wayside because Rhapsody was usually doing things that I wasn't interested in. So I never went off with him or them. Yeah, them. But yeah, it's funny. You have a 99.97% chance of romantic success with all three of them. That's really high. I was saying earlier, I really wish that I could like dual date both Domino and Loxley. Like, I know that you can be a throuple with Grace and Jinx, but like I want to be a throuple with Domino and Loxley instead. I think it'd be funnier. And what do you know? There's Loxley, exactly as I planned. Mwahaha, and so on. Clearly you two have a bright future together. If you want to go ahead with that plan, of course. No pressure. Okay, with all that taken care of, it's time for romance. Right, I'm ready to decide. Great, and before you take this big step, do you want me to back up your save data? Yes, actually. Knows me a little bit too well. Alright. Here we go. Of all those close to you, whom do you want to share your heart with? I love how you can still pick Rhapsody. I like how you can still pick anyone.
On there? Oh shit.
Huh?
Is it your rivals there too?
Yeah, you is the rival. You like, I went to go and visit the rival and they did the whole thing where they like grabbed your chin and I literally went, do not kiss me! Do not! So I was like, do not ruin this with Loxley right now. I like how, like, Iris never even mentions Vin, so, like, you could do the rival right then. And she'd be like, oh!
That's what I was getting for Domino, and then I was like,
rival.
Why not?
It has to be Loxley, right? He's already devoted so much of himself to me in my dreams. His knightly ideals of respectful distance love have kept things pretty low-key beyond, like, oaths or something, but I'm thinking this could work. 'Tis a valid point, forsooth.
Iris,
please don't do that. It's a valid point. I agree. Better. I desperately want an Iris. It's, like, so, like, I want to have, like, an Iris app. Like, if the game developers could make an Iris app that's like a game where like she doesn't actually do any of the stuff, but you can like make her your personal Iris in that like she talks to you in certain ways depending on how you respond to her and stuff.
So like an actual AI.
Yeah, people would fucking slobber on that shit, honestly, because like it's just so interesting, and the fact that like Loxley's Iris is like named Marion and she talks like him, or that like Gavin's Iris was all like straight edge and whatnot in the first game, or the fact that like Valkyrie's Iris calls her human, which is super fucking weird. But it's a thing that happens, I guess. It's just interesting that the irises can be shaped by their users, because that's something that I think we are technologically capable of at this moment to make, is like AI shaped by how you interact with them. But they're not as polished as an iris is. But if they could make like a prerequisite sort of game where you can personalize an iris, and that's it, I think people would be all over that, honestly. It doesn't even have to be particularly helpful. It just has to like tell you that you should buy pizza on a bagel and be like similar to how you react to it, and people would be all over that. I pocket my phone for the time and seek out our local charismatic ruffian. I find him gazing wistfully across the lake at the center of the park, pondering the evening ahead of him. Time to make that evening more interesting.
It is so funny.
Oh, yeah?
I've done it, yeah.
Why is it so funny?
It's funny. It's just...
Your retainer calls for your service. I feel like this is how I would do it. Every time that I lay on the shtick too heavy, he's like, okay, maybe you should stop though. And I'm like, no! And I keep doing it. Sir Loxley, hail and well met. Yes, Reaxeons? May I assist you with something? Bitch, I'm trying to romance you, alright? Your regent calls you to service. This lovely evening requires improvement, and I seek the glory and comfort of a fine romance. Would you be so kind as to provide such comforts, my fine fellow? It takes him a few moments to parse that, since normal people don't reflect his own colorful idiom back at him. I just like playing the game better than he does. I think it's just funny.
What ho?
Oh, assuming this is not in jest. Nah, not in jest at all. I'd like to ask you out on a date for realsies. Then I accept your courtship for realsies.
For fuck's sake.
This is why I went for him in the first place. He's funny. I can't help it, man. It's funny. Anything that makes me laugh is 100% the way to go. 3 separate people who have dated me have all seduced me by using puns, okay? They used puns to flirt with me, and that was it. They got me. Hook, line, and sinker. It is literally the easiest way to flirt with me. It's just puns. It gets me. And he makes a sweeping bow, which drops him to one knee before me. No, Loxley, you can't drop on the knee here. People will think you're trying to marry me. Ah! There's too many proposals here for this shit, man. You can't do that to me. He gently takes my hand in his.
I am honored. Truly honored.
I love the face he makes. This particular face is so good. It's such a good face. They drew it really well.
I've always felt we share a certain kinship, akin to bonds of battle, but hesitated to seek anything further out of respect.
Respectfully stand up, please.
And the not-so-small matter of my loyalty to the Iris Collective, and my allies who operate it, that likely posed an obstacle, yes?
Yep, I called it. He was keeping his distance intentionally.
But you know my heart. You know me more than anyone else in our circle. And if you know all of that, and still your heart is set on this course, then I gratefully accept.
Thank you, Loxley. Can you stand up now? No need to bow and scrape. Ah, yes, of course. Pardon my dramatic instinct. Now then, to the matter of our romantic evening within this lovely commercial paradise. Fortunately for you, I have planned for just such a contingency. Marion, I love how he's like, yes, you asked me out, but I planned on it. And it's like, bitch, you can't outdate me. What the fuck? Marion, online. Engage Romantic Preparation Package 7 Alpha. What? 7? How many of those do you have, sir? What? Error. I'm afraid a limousine won't fit through the gates of Pengy Paradise, my lord.
A bit concerned.
Ah, true, that would be a complication. Nevertheless, I feel 7 Alpha is the choice for the perfect evening. Adapt as needs be, Marion. Huzzah! It shall be so. Should I ask what Romantic Preparation Package 7 Alpha is exactly? Now, spoilers.
I shall rise to this challenge.
But have faith, tonight shall be the most romantic, most wonderful night of your life. Oh no. 1 hour later.
This is really funny.
Is he just playing crane machines?
No. Click.
Oh my god! Oh my god! It's not a true date if something isn't on fire! What just happened? I can hear the police sirens! Loxley, what did you do? Okay. I'll admit mistakes were made. Are we going to jail now? That depends on how fast you can run. Not very! Pick my ass up and run with me! 59 minutes earlier. The most romantic, most wonderful night of your life. I promise. Well then, I'm looking forward to it. Shall we? He offers me his arm so we can walk arm in arm towards our apparent romantic destiny, and I gratefully accept. Do I not get to see what leads up to that?
You're watching what leads up
okay.
to it. Yeah.
I thought it was
like 1 hour later, and then 59 minutes before.
So no matter what I choose to do, it's going to end in fire and escaping the police.
Yes.
Okay, good. No pressure. No pressure. Wow. I love
the fucking stained glass.
Yeah, the stained glass penguins are fucking sending me.
It's like a high class restaurant.
Yeah. It is exactly what Mouseland is like, though. Like, for real, it is exactly what Mouseland is like. High-end fucking bougie restaurants, but everything's plastered with the 3 circles. You know? I mean, I knew this place existed. There's lots of expensive, exclusive restaurants and clubs tucked away throughout Pengy Paradise, but I'd only seen very small, very badly compressed JPEGs of La Penguin before today. Nothing like seeing it in person. Immediately, I feel underdressed, but Loxley doesn't seem to even flinch at strolling into this place wearing his unique set of attire. And after a brief nod to the maitre d', we're immediately escorted to a lovely little table. We settle down at the table as menus with food infinitely more expensive than anything I've had to date are produced. Only after the staff finish lighting all the candles on our table and depart does Loxley explain. If anyone asks, my name is Mr. Jeffries, and I'm the regional business manager for the palace.
Commits identity fraud on first date.
I mean, you know what? I'm down.
Yeah, fuck the palace.
Fuck the palace, man. You're committing identity theft right now, aren't you? You saw what the palace was up to back at Max. Can you blame me for wanting to stiff them with the bill tonight? Besides, Mr. Jeffries is busy cheating on his wife at the moment. I have no trouble throwing his weekend receipts into turmoil. Well then, if we can't eat the rich, we can at the very least eat on the rich's dime. I'm gonna order the most expensive thing on the menu.
Oh wait, did you see the fucking choice where it was just eat the rich?
Yes, and I really wanted to, but I didn't.
Aww.
I really wanted to. I really wanted to click eat the rich.
How did you?
I wanted to be more serious than that at the moment. There's also a song I need to show you that is basically eat the rich, and one of like the stanzas or lines in it is like, eat the rich, I hear they taste like chocolate. It's fun. It's a fun song. But the gold-plated ice cream sundae, I'd suggest not, lest you wish to have an unpleasant toilet rampage the following day. But the second best item on the menu, absolutely. We shall assume the role of the 1% and enjoy this evening to the fullest.
Tally-ho!
Now then, to us. He pours 2 glasses of volatile green liquor, a delightful absinthe, and offers me one. Of course this bitch drinks absinthe. For the record, for anyone that doesn't know, absinthe basically tastes extremely of black licorice, but also sweet. And also, in the olden times, when, you know, they actually put wormwood and stuff in it, it was a big hallucinogen. It was a way to get real fucked really fast. He raises his glass high, and with a shrug, I lift mine and turn to clink away. To us. To us. We both sip deep of the very expensive wellspring of La Penguin's delights. To be honest, even beyond giving me the rare chance to demonstrate my romantic talent, tonight is a delight for me simply because you're here. Aww.
An unpleasant business, this.
Some days I feel as if I'm pulled 11 ways at all at once. FoD practice, online tournaments, my allies and their efforts to secure Polybius, and more. But you've been a stable rock in an otherwise turbulent life. You provide me clarity and purpose, and for that I am grateful. No matter the storms I must navigate, you are my North Star. That's some romantic shit! Damn! He's doing good! And when I tire overworked to the point of breaking, I know I can return to our team's home and see your smile, and that makes the effort worthwhile. Loxley, I speak true directly from my heart. I know no other way to speak. These words may be honeyed, but they are sincere. Yeah. Sounds like we've got that in common. The same feeling of being pulled many directions at once. You may see me as a rock, but trust me, I'm not exactly an immovable object. I'm dealing with so many things at once lately. But having you around to cheer me up and encourage me on, that helps. It helps a lot, Loxley. Similar struggles, similar hopes. One could ask for a little more. Well, true love is nice as well, but love can spring from common circumstances. Lean us against each other for support and strength, furthermore. A fine way to endure the difficulties of 20XX. Oh gosh. Loxley looks up as a number of the waitstaff emerge from the wings, carrying bouquets, flower arrangements, and even more candles, and other romantic accoutrements. Little by little, our table is surrounded by the kind of fluffy and sweet decoration normally only seen on really sappy greeting cards. A mere token of my affection for you, Reaxeons. A simple gesture, nothing more. Good thing I'm not allergic to pollen, I guess.
Needless to say, I've been planning the perfect evening of love and joy for some time. Even if I've yet to ever need them, designing such plans was an enjoyable way to pass the time.
This bitch got a Pinterest full of, like, dream weddings. Yeah. Straight up. And they're all medieval
He's
themed.
Like, man, my life is so busy. Maladaptively daydreaming about dating someone. Like,
Yeah, doesn't even have someone to date yet, just is maladaptively daydreaming about, like, a medieval themed wedding for no fucking reason. Amazing.
Rather lonely time, admittedly. My love life was rather bereft before now. More theoretical than practiced.
I mean, yeah.
You'd think I'd be a regular Casanova with my courtly ways.
No.
But I've been waiting for the right soul to whom I could open my heart.
In SCA and LARPing circles, perhaps. In normie circles, no one wants to touch you with a 2-foot-long pole, my dude. You are a lot. I'm also a lot, which is why I like you. But people who are not in those circles would probably take one look at you and be like, that is too much for me to deal with. I can't go to McDonald's with you, dude. You know what I mean? But I'm also a lot, so I get it.
And that soul.
Go eat lunch? Okay. I should probably eat at some point, probably. Oh well.
I aspire to be the finest lover you've ever had.
Oh, that's
and
high
I shall
aspirations.
prove that ambition with my actions tonight. The evening shall be perfect.
Are we gonna fuck? Cause like you specified finest lover, and I feel like you're about to dick me down in that attempt. And I feel like you are too innocent for the way that my brainwaves go.
It must be perfect to properly express my affections.
Loxley. That's very kind of you, and I'm glad you're living out your fantasy of such a pleasant date, but I don't want you to feel like you have to perform for me. You can just be yourself, you know. Don't feel you have to go this far just for me. Ah, but you're worthy of my very best, and I always offer my very best for the worthy. If that's what you want, okay, but indeed, and I'm not quite finished yet. There's still so much more. After the staff surrounds us with enough... Oh, no. Well,
yeah.
Now I know how everything caught on fire. It's not our fault then at that point. It's not our fault. We didn't do that. After the staff surrounds us with enough dried flowers and candles to fill 3 1980X power ballad music video shoots, he snaps his fingers and summons a violin player from nowhere. And immediately romantic music fills the air as the musician sways back and forth, pulling the bow with fervor. Okay, so now we have music.
Music. And verse.
Oh no. Oh no, oh no. He is seriously getting on one knee and raising a hand high so he can recite love poetry at me. I desperately look around to check if anyone's recording this on their phone. Last thing I want is for this to go viral as cringe.
Shall I compare thee to the sun, glorious and radiant as the dawn? Or perhaps to the moon, silver and gleaming on the lawn?
That's Shakespeare, isn't it, directly? Shall I compare thee to the sun? Isn't that just Romeo and Juliet? Please don't. Please don't. Please do not perform.
It looks like it's based on that, but like he goes on like a tangent.
Oh no.
And it's like, I don't know why you're like
such
improvising Shakespeare.
Only the finest words for one as deserving.
Good fucking advice to some people out there who may not know this quite yet. Do not spring this on someone without figuring out whether or not they're willing to be the center of fucking attention of a bunch of strangers around you.
I would kill you who did this.
Yeah, I would think I would die anyway.
My heart about thy visage, a shimmering oasis towards which I voyage.
I think I would die doing it in the first place. The violinist gets super into it, leaning in behind him, wildly swaying as Loxley declares his unending devotion. Is it the violinist? Is it the violinist that like fucking knocks over a goddamn candle or some shit? That's definitely not our fucking fault at that point. That's on the violinist. There's so much alcohol in here. Oh,
yeah, but if you get caught at the scene of the crime, and then they find out that you committed identity theft.
Well, I mean, we could just say that no, that wasn't us.
What? No, officer, you're seeing things.
Runs.
Mayhaps Perhaps I should compare thee to Helen
No,
of Troy,
please. This is
whose face
embarrassing.
launched
This
a
is so
1,000
embarrassing,
ships.
sir.
Nay, say I. Although
Is he-
such sweet and kissable.
I love this. This is great. I would enjoy this in like a setting in which I'm not in front of a bunch of people. I think this would be hilarious if someone just started waxing poetic at me in like a private setting, perhaps. Oh, but this is rough. Oh, yep. And that's when the violin bow accidentally brushes right past a series of glowing candle flames. Yeah, honestly, like, other than the fact that we're committing identity fraud right now, this is not our fault. The violinist should have been paying way more attention. The end of the bow glows bright yellow as it bursts into flames. Yeah, horsehair is extremely flammable, so...
And then he's like, oh, it's on fire! Let's play faster!
Oh my god.
Like, what the fuck is
Immediately,
wrong
the
with you?
violin shrieks as he accidentally plays faster and faster, trying to put out the flames.
Wait, hang on.
He grabs... No! That is alcohol, sir! He grabs his glass of absinthe, missing the water glass on the table, and tosses it on the violin, which bursts outright into flames. Screaming, the violinist tossed the doom instrument away, right into the various dried flower arrangements. This is a comedy of errors at this point.
So,
And soon enough, there's a blazing inferno all around us.
Date cancelled. Time to go.
Date cancelled. Time to go. That's amazing. As the fire alarms ring out and patrons are evacuated, we join the crowd, being hustled out the exits and out what's rapidly becoming the blazing remains of La Penguin. Yeah, Loxley, I'm not good at running, so I would recommend you put me in a fireman's carry and you run our asses away from here if you want us to escape fast. You're strong enough for it. You could do it. And that's how we found ourselves outside a burning building watching in horror as it all went to the great restaurant in the sky. They have tons. They have tons and tons of insurance in that thing, all wrapped up. They're gonna get a major payout. They do not care that much. As long as no one's caught inside and we add to the death toll, it's fine. As Loxley reviews the blazing remains of his perfect romantic evening, his high of love and devotion comes to a sobering halt. Okay. I'll admit it. Mistakes were made. Are we going to jail now? That depends on how fast you can run. Pretty fast, it turned out. We sprint sneak our way through the crowd, avoiding as much of the bright lights of Pengy Paradise as we can. We'll only stop on reaching the other side of the park, merging back into a crowd of couples, gazing wistfully across the lake. A good moment to catch our breath and reflect. Yeah, that was a hell of a first fucking date, my dude. Damn! And so my failure is realized. I can only offer my deepest apologies, Reaxeons. My deepest apologies for letting you down so completely. Nah, man, that was probably the most exciting date I've ever been on in my life. Please don't try and top it. Loxley, you didn't let me down. No, I absolutely did. And I let myself down, too.
This man is a perfectionist.
Yeah, so is this character right now. They're made for each other. He slumps forward heavily, feeling a weight on his shoulders.
Shall we... Let's be completely honest, okay? I'm not some hero. I'm not a knight. I'm a complete failure at being anything like the legends I aspire to be.
Dude, you are a man and that's all I expect you to be. Or if you want to be something else, that's fine, but like, you're just a person.
I talk a good game, but in the end, I'm an ex-drama club brat. I'm a two-bit street punk who's read way too much Shakespeare.
Yeah, but like, that's what I like about you. Like, that's what I like, dude.
I'm not Errol Flynn. I'm not Carrie Elwes. I'm not even Kevin Costner. All the these and thous don't cover the fact that I'm just some random dork with a dorky real name.
Dude, listen, if you want to go by Loxley, that's your real name. I will not pressure you into giving me some other name. And, fuck! I hate my character right now. I hate my character. This is exactly something that I would not ever fucking do. What name, if I could? Melvin is Weege. Weege is the more egregious of the two names, okay? Melvin, I could be like, yeah, okay, whatever. Cause like, whatever, you know? Melvin's whatever. I could make something cute out of that. Weege? Weege? Weege is rough. Weege is real rough. Weege is like, Loxley, do you want to take my last name when we get married? Because Weege is rough. And I'm not taking it. I'm sorry. Oh, wow, okay.
I've always hated that name. I want it to be something more than a Melvin. Someone grander, someone better.
Dude, you are just Loxley. Like, you could just keep that name. I don't need to use your birth name. That doesn't have to be your real name.
In the end, I'm just a privileged white boy stumbling through life, pretending he's more classy and cool than he ever truly could be.
I've actually written, like, a vent about this, about how, like, yes, like, white supremacy and patriarchy kind of, like, fucks particular groups of people very badly, but the way in that which no one really seems to want to admit to the fact that, like, it also 110% fucks up everyone, up to and including the white boys. Because, like, they basically are put on easy mode for everything, and then that just fosters this understanding that, like, anything that they do is just because it was handed to them. They don't have any true wins. They don't ever earn anything, and that just, like, creates this moment of, like, where they're never going to be good enough because everything's handed to them, everything is done for them. All of their food is already pre-cut for them. They never, like, actually earn anything, and that creates a complex. You know? Like, not to say that other people are not more affected, perhaps, but, like, everyone is affected in a negative way by that systematic sort of setup, you know? And this is one of them. He's got major imposter syndrome and perfectionism because he's never been taught anything other than just existing and getting things for it. And that's rough.
I'm a failure and a fraud. Maybe it's for the best you saw that tonight. Saw me make a total jackass of myself. It's accurate, at least.
Oh, Loxley, trust me, this has not done anything to make me less like you. This has just been very funny. Loxley, to err is human. You erred tonight? Absolutely. But that you recognize your errors only makes me admire you more and more. Actual knights from medieval times were probably complete bastards, right? They'd never break down and open themselves to others the way you did just now. I'd say your humanity is what makes you a true knight, living up to the ideal more than the reality, and I love you for that. You can love a complete screw-up like me? Yes. If not more so. I would hate to, like, be in a relationship of any sort with someone who's, like, perfect, because I would never fucking measure up. That would suck. Nah, I'm good. I'd rather love a screw-up than a paragon. Exactly. It's not like I'm much of a paragon myself. Exactly! Very well. If I'm still worthy, then I shall endeavor to remain worthy of your love. And in my humane failings, may you find comfort. So, my perfect evening is literally in flames. I've learned undoubtedly. A fine learning experience, but it was at the expense of the romance you deserve. I'm sure a perfect evening will come along eventually. Are I gonna have, like, a fucking... Oh, what is that? What is that? Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, everyone gets a fireworks thing.
That's fun. And at that moment, the sky explodes with beautiful sparks as Pinky Paradise Lake Show fireworks show begins. Lakeside fireworks show begins. Huh. Well, that's good timing.
Indeed. Indeed. The evening ends on a bright note, at the very least. Well, know this. Despite my failings, despite my shortcomings, one fact burns true. I love you.
This shit's cute as fuck, man.
I don't believe I'm capable of ruining such a love, even in my clumsier moments. I'll pledge that devotion here and now.
I would much rather have clumsy love than perfected love. Because at a certain point, if you've perfected it, you've gone through the motions too much. You get me? Like, if something's absolutely perfect, that means that you've practiced and practiced, and you've broken it down to its smallest bits into easier parts that you can, like, perfect. And it feels just less genuine. I would 10 times out of 10 prefer you just be clumsy and stumbling than to be absolutely perfect at something such as affection or love. Because, like, that's half the fun, to me, at least. I think it's way more fun and enjoyable when you can, like, catch someone off guard and be like, eh, and, like, be cute or whatever, or, like, surprise them with something that, like, they genuinely like, but is, like, maybe clumsy, versus, like, having full authoritative perfection over it. I don't like that.
I'll be a man worthy of your dream and your heart.
Loxley.
And I've poured enough words in your ear. Now, let's simply savor the quiet moments together.
Oh, that's cute. It's like little paper dolls where you just kind of smash their faces together and you're like, now kiss. Now. I love it though. I do love it. I think my nose is like in his eyeball right now, but that's okay. Sometimes that happens. One perfect evening in the company of Loxley. My days and nights have been entirely taken by the FoD2 Pro Tour until that point. Wrangling the business end of the team, trading my skills, dreaming of victory. But this victory, this love that I found along the way, this tastes sweeter than drinking from any golden cup. And after the events that would unfold next, I'd need to remember that taste, holding on to the memory, using it to keep myself going. Because the best and the worst was yet to come. That's gotta be, yeah, I was gonna say, that's gotta be the end of the fucking chapter at that point. Level complete! You've cleared level 5 of Arcade Spirits, the new challengers. Let's take a look at your scores. You're proving to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Also, you've scored 33,800 points. Hooray! Would you like to change your personal metadata at this time? No, I'm good. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 6? Yes. And I'll put it right back here where I always do. I've got all of the, like, pivotal points saved so that when I go back it's easiest. But, yep, go back to the main menu now.
Next chapter's insane.
The next chapter's insane? Good to fucking know. I'll mentally prepare myself ahead of time. But for now, everyone who's been here checking in, talking, I know that Atro and Odd came in. That was fun to see them. I'm gonna go bother them immediately after I'm off of this because I have to go help with the yard work. But regardless, this has been a lot of fun. I hope all of you wisps out there also had fun with me, cackling and burning down a restaurant on my first date. That's great. The Wayna SMP is going to be coming very, very soon. I don't know if it's going to be this week or if it's going to be like beginning of next week. Next week I actually have jury duty. So I don't know when I'm going to be available all of next week. But after that, guaranteed, we're going to be starting the Wayna SMP. We're going to getting it launched and everything else guaranteed by that point. We do have confirmation that Hawk wants to be in on it, and Raven may be able to. They don't have 2 computers, so Raven may be doing it on like a Steam Deck or something similar. We'll figure that out. Silas is really good at doing like technological shit. So Silas will figure it out, honestly, probably. But right now we're actually going through and like focusing on which mods we're going to keep, which mods we're not going to keep, making sure that it's runnable, everything of that nature. So we do have confirmation that we're going to have the 6 of us all playing on it and doing fun things and whatnot. And So as soon as that is coming out, be on the lookout for it. I'm very excited about the fact that all of us are going to have original origins and things of that nature that Silas is also going to do. Honestly, just like, appreciate Silas so much. Appreciate Silas. Follow Silas. Atro Day. Follow. I cannot sing their praises enough because they're doing the lion's work of most of this shit. I'm just the one paying for it. But it's a lot of fun. I hope to see y'all around. I'm probably going to continue finishing off Arcade Spirits for the rest of this week and weekend. Might do some scary games in the weekend. We'll see. But to all of you who have been here, thank you very much. To any of you watching the VOD, also thank you very much. And I'm going to talk to all you wisps later. See ya!